Incompetence, Mr. Mannheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me
Cocaine.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, man, you're listening to Darkseid's Couch. This is Mike.
It's James.
I'm Shée.
Oh, man. Oh, good shit. Okay, so, like, we're doing requests. Yeah, requests. This is the new Guardians, number 2. I'm ready.
Turned into a bit of a Macho Man Randy Savage at the
I
end.
thought he sounded like Beavis or Butthead or whichever one of those two.
Both those guys were on coke.
They were not on coke. They weren't able to get that much of anything.
I mean, Macho Man Randy Savage probably.
Oh, yeah, well, of course.
I mean, they all were back then. Didn't you watch Dark Side of the Ring? Like, every episode of Dark Side of the Ring just devolves into, and then they got addicted to cocaine.
Yeah, it really does. Sometimes it involves them running out of the room covered in it, though. Which guy was that? Which guy was
All
the
of
guy that
them.
got, like, set on fire? And
All of them. They all did it. They all did it.
Oh, yeah, it's a special cocaine episode. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
This came up on the request wheel last time. It's a bit of a memed comic, but it hasn't been covered enough. We haven't taken a look at it. It's the New Guardians issue 2. It's not the New Warriors, all right? This is a whole new crew of people you've never heard of. It's the New Guardians. Look at them guard. Look at them go.
Woo!
Guarding away.
This book, I was hoping for one thing and it became another, and I was happy. I was happy with what it became. Don't get me wrong, but with the start of this, again, very clearly this book is about cocaine, and on the cover of the book, they are all in what looks to be a snowstorm.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is clearly not snow. It's going to be cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited to see all of these heroes, kind of like in the Birds of Prey movie, get just dosed with cocaine, all of them, and get like amped up and like just fast and throwing punches, and all of them finished and just like hulking out because they've just had to breathe in all of this cocaine. That wasn't what happened, but it was still a fun comic.
This book is exactly what I thought it would be.
There was a plant guy, so if they changed the spelling, it'd be the New Guardians.
Guardians?
Because he's a plant guy, they'll be gardeners.
Oh,
Oh.
Guardians. Yeah, that's the Floronic Man, one of the few characters in here I did know. He's
Oh,
basically
that's Jason What's-His-Face?
Jason Woodrue. Yeah, this is during his short-lived stint as a superhero when he was just going by Floro instead of the Floronic Man.
Oh, well, I see why he stopped that.
Yeah, well, it's a great name.
I thought, honestly, he reminded me of Ragdoll. And so I was expecting, but then he kept talking
yeah.
about the green, and I realized that was not who we were
No,
dealing with.
no, he's more of a marijuana guy.
I thought he was Swamp Thing's incelly little brother.
He's that's kind of accurate. That's more
Yeah.
or less what he is. Yeah.
He does kind of hate women.
Well, he's had a hard go of it.
Yeah, right? You don't know his life.
But before you get going, I did want to throw in a little something. I did a little research here. I don't know if this is justified or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to aim this at Mike, and it may or not be justified, but I'm doing it. Any justification just to play the Neil Young song. It's the only time you're going to see or hear Neil Young on Spotify. We took it all off because of Joe Rogan.
Still? I'm sure he put it all back.
It's not up there. It ain't up there. But anyway, contributing to our big showering debacle from many weeks ago, I was looking into it to what dermatologists say as far as how often you're supposed to be showering. And according to Dr. Sherry Sperling, board-certified dermatologist and co-founder of the Sperling Dermatology, daily showers are fine, but not usually necessary to maintain good hygiene. You do not need to be showering every day after all.
Oh, I just like doing it.
You had an attitude that you were a stinky person if you weren't showering every day.
Yeah, you are.
No, you're
I am not stinky.
I'm sure
Shée
you
isn't
are.
stinky. No,
You
Shay's
must,
not.
You must be.
It bothers me that Shée doesn't stink because she should. Also, dermatologists also say you should keep your showers under 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that shit.
So Shée has like a weekly marathon.
That's okay. I shower more than once a fucking week.
Do
I don't
you?
I don't wash my hair usually more
Yeah.
than once a week, which is
Me neither.
different.
Yeah. Oh, hey, oh.
Because as the audience, if they've seen my hair in any pictures, I dye it massively. And so if I washed it every single time I showered or every single day or anything like that, my hair would die.
You could wear wigs.
I could wear
Start
wigs.
wearing
Would you like
wigs.
to purchase said wigs for me? Because wigs are
Yeah.
expensive.
Are they?
No, you
good
just
wigs.
you just kidnap kids and shave their heads, and then collect the hairs, and then make your own wigs. You got to think outside the box.
I've been in the Dollar General. They're not that expensive.
If you're gonna be wigging it,
If I'm going to be wigging it, I'm getting good wigs.
if you're gonna be Chief Wiggum,
Wig 'em.
that
Yeah.
was a good impression.
That land on the Wig 'em?
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, well, he is my soul brother. What? Yeah, so
Pervert.
time to turn on the old Wiggum charm. Yeah, so, as far as showers go, more than Shée, less than Mike. As usual, the best lifestyle option is whatever James is doing.
I mean, I just do it because
James showers every day, if not twice a day. So don't try to fucking hide here like you're not showering every day.
Well, I shower very often because I work out. But if I'm not working out, I'm not necessarily showering.
I don't live in. I don't have any air conditioning.
Filth.
So it'd
I
be, like,
legit
fucked up
don't
if I
know
didn't
the
shower.
last day that James didn't shower and I saw him.
There might be some truth to that, but that's only because I hit the gym so goddamn much.
Damn right. Look at that.
And I always gotta shower after the gym. But yeah, if I'm just sitting around and I'm not going to the gym and I'm not working, yeah, I'm not gonna shower that day. Probably not. Probably not.
I'll
Just
do at least once, no matter what.
stewing my juices.
You make it like over the pandemic, you showered.
Yeah. Wait. What?
We worked out every day.
Yeah. You gotta.
Well,
you gotta
just
hit
when
it
you were
hard.
saying when you don't shower and you don't work, like when you don't work and you don't work out, you were saying you wouldn't shower
yeah, yeah,
necessarily.
yeah.
And
You
I
should
said,
always be
nah, I'm
doing-
pretty sure you showered every day of the pandemic.
James, as a man, you should always be doing one or the other.
Yeah, I have worked at my actual job less so that I have more time to go to the gym.
Damn right.
It's ruining my life.
No, it's not. Look at them shoulders.
Yeah,
it looks like you're building up that life with
Sorry,
gains.
sorry, I gotta do my shrugs.
Great time to plug though that James is still running the Chicago Marathon come October, and
yeah.
his fundraising page is still open. And thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, we've had several fans donate to it, so thank you guys so much.
We have. Yeah, the Organization for Autism Research. This isn't a bit. This is a legitimate thing. We'll put the link down
and this
there.
is not the band OAR.
What a fucked up bit.
Yeah,
That'd be intense.
That's a long
and, like,
fucking bit, dude.
yeah, it's a long
mean.
con.
Like
No,
you just get all that money for autism research, and then you just keep all the money. That's some Donald Trump shit.
It's
I
the
was gonna
Trump
say,
method.
yeah,
No.
that's some Republican fundraiser shit
I'm
right
not
there.
trumping these funds. I don't even see them. They go straight to OAR, the Organization for Autism Research. I'm running that in October. It's getting a little too close. I'm starting to get a little scared, but it's a little too late to back out. So I guess we're doing this.
Today I saw a man projectile vomit after running 13 miles. So you're doing
great.
better than him.
I saw a guy get diarrhea.
Dude, yeah, those guys didn't carbo load properly. You got to start carbo loading 3 or 4 days before the big run.
I mean, you've been running this whole time. You're just gonna be running officially.
Well, the thing is, sometimes I run and I'll do 15 miles, no problem. And sometimes I'll do like 8 miles and it'll be killing me. And I'm trying to pinpoint exactly what I did right or wrong to get there. So then I don't know. I'm just hoping that marathon day is not one of those days where I was miscalculated.
Just do a practice one the day before.
Yeah, well, yes. I run a quick marathon before the marathon.
That's what's the name of the comedian, Eddie Izzard?
Yeah.
I don't know what they go by now, but like back in the day, it was Eddie Izzard.
I think
and
they're still Eddie.
They ran.
They are, but I think Eddie goes by Shée.
Oh, okay.
Well, she ran a marathon a day, every day for like a month,
right.
and they've never marathoned before.
Really?
They didn't run, nothing. Just started and did it.
That shit kind of pisses me off because it makes anything I accomplish seem a lot less impressive.
Some people are born athletes, whether they do athletic shit or not. They just it's just how they are.
Yeah, I'm pushing against that. I'm a born indoor kid, and I'm pushing against it. So, in a way, I'm a bigger hero.
Oh,
Yes, Shée.
Eddie Izzard announced this year that she is also going to be going by Susie.
All right. So
So-
Susie Izzard ran
Susie is.
marathons every day for a month.
I don't like that name.
Susie, I have 2 Susies in my family, and
Yeah.
they both kind of suck.
And you tell
It is
me.
Suzy. It isn't
Yeah.
Susie.
I don't know.
Are Susies
I don't know about
bitches?
I don't know, but she's going by Susie Eddie Izzard and is keeping Eddie Izzard as her public name.
Okay.
So she's going by both, but it's just funny that this year she
This
announced.
is a very complicated arrangement for this person's life. I mean, good for them.
Well, I mean, if
but-
you're like you've been Eddie for so long,
Yeah.
asking everyone to like cross off the name Eddie on all their comedy DVDs is like asking for a lot.
Yeah, she's been active since 1982. So to take a 40-year career and then go, I'm going to get rid of any brand recognition is rough.
So yeah, it's Susie Izzard taking quasi-daily showers, I guess.
Yes.
That's what the point of that was.
But
we went on a
bringing
cocaine
this
tangent.
Bringing this full circle, though, back to the comic in a great moment of serendipitous timing, James and I watched the trailer for the new Harley Quinn show.
Well, the new season, season 4.
The new
trailer.
season, sorry, yes. The new season of the Harley Quinn cartoon. And guess who shows up?
Our good buddy Snowflame that we're going to meet momentarily. Yeah, he's going to show up in the Harley show this year.
Nice.
Nice,
As a dealer, as Harley's dealer.
I mean, what else is he going to do? Let's be clear here. Snowflame is, and we're saying this as a joke, but it's also serious. Snowflame is a bad guy who did so much cocaine that it literally gave him superpowers.
I thought he was like a mutant, and like the cocaine activated his latent mutant powers.
It's not clear.
Like he was like a regular guy, and he was just at a party, and he did a lot of coke, and then he burst into white flame.
Well, apparently Floronic Man at one point when he was in Gotham got his head chopped off, and then the first thing he touched was pot, and then he developed a whole thing about selling cheap pot.
Good for him. Based. Too bad
You know-
Batman's going to show up and burn his house down.
I don't remember this at all. I watched all of Gotham, but I don't remember this at all because that show was so insane that
Not in Gotham. I mean, in Gotham is in Gotham City.
Oh, okay.
Not
It was
in Gotham is in the TV
The Gotham
show.
show was so nuts that
No.
that would happen, and I wouldn't even
No,
catch my attention.
No, this is canon.
Yeah. Okay.
DC
all right.
does not have canon, bro.
It is canon. It's just a constantly shifting canon every 6
I
months or
love
so.
the multiverse. I've seriously thought
Well-
about getting a multiverse tattoo.
It's the omniverse now. You gotta-
Technically, every tattoo is a multiverse tattoo.
Yeah, it exists everywhere.
Because the what is it, the possibility of what kind of tattoo and where it would be.
Yeah,
is
you've
endless.
had
And
every
you did-
possible tattoo in every possible location.
The fact that you looked at it, knocked it out of superposition.
Yeah. That's
Like
the
an-
only. There's a universe where that's the only distinction.
Yeah.
Is that your multiverse tattoo is in a different location.
Wow.
Because we're all in it.
Yeah.
Like every decision we make.
In it to
Yeah.
win it. Yeah. All right. This is the New Guardians, issue 2 from 1988. It's a book called Blow in the Wind, though the cover says Jungle Snow, which are both great titles, honestly.
yeah,
They are.
both are good. Both are about coke.
Jungle snow, it's driving me mad.
Written by the great Steve Englehart with Carrie Bates, art by Joe Stanton and Mark Farmer. This was a hot time for DC. This was a great era. They were planting the seeds of Vertigo, Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns had just happened. Crisis was a hit. They had like Peter Milligan and Grant Morrison and all these Neil Gaiman, all these European dudes coming in. They were doing a lot of weird swings, and they were largely paying off. And I'll say it paid off big time here.
Oh my goodness.
This is great.
Yeah. Englehart. It is Englehart. It's not Gerber, right?
This is Steve Englehart.
Steve Englehart. Yeah. Made a classic here.
I love it. Yeah, so this is the New Guardians, and the idea of the New Guardians was the Guardians of Oa, who previously put together the Green Lantern Corps. I don't know, I guess they wanted a Black Ops team, and the Green Lantern were dirty cops. So I don't know. They
Just
put
on
together-
Earth, though? I mean,
Yeah, I think it was just there was something that they were supposed to like shepherd mankind into the new evolution or something like that.
what do they care? How's that any of their business?
I don't know. They were chosen though by the Lantern Harupa Handa Who. So let's
How many times did you have to practice that?
Harupa Handa Who was.
And
the
did he
name of
just
the-
not know about Superman?
Yeah, no, yeah, he's not a big Superman fan. He's a Green Lantern guy.
No, I mean like the guy choosing the heroes of Earth. He just picked a bunch of nobodies.
You mean Harupa Handa Who?
Yeah, that motherfucker. Did he just not know about like
He
all
didn't
the
like
other
Superman.
superheroes?
This was a spite team. He put this together to spite.
Because if it's
Superman.
to push humans further into their evolution, why would they choose a guy who's not a human being at all? Because like the plant guy is not a person.
Well, neither
He
Superman.
was a person.
Superman's not a human.
Yeah, but at least he looks like a dude. At least his shit works.
can
At
pass
least
for
like
human.
he can breed with humans. His DNA.
You don't know that Jason can't.
Jason Woodrue?
It's just going to come out 3/4 human instead of all human.
Oh, man, that woman's going to have so many splinters coming right out of her vagina.
I mean, unless he fucks Poison Ivy.
I mean, oh, right. Poison Ivy would have a vagina that's capable of taking a branch.
I always thought that like I would love to see a book with like Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy and the Floronic Man, and I can't think of any other plant-based characters, but I'd like
I'm
to get
sure
them
you
together.
could Google for pictures of this.
The three of them together?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, go
Turn
to
your
Deviant-
safe search off, and I'm sure you can.
Do you guys have your safe search on? You're
No,
adults.
no. I do periodically check it because sometimes the results I get aren't spicy enough, and I have to make sure that the safe search is turned off. And it is off, so it just means that my tolerance is raised so high.
Well, you made things too complicated.
Yeah, like my searches are not tingling the right things anymore.
Right? That's why you gotta you gotta delete your search history every once in a while to keep it normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotta get
You
back
don't
to-
want the algorithm going like, this freak needs this.
And every person, dedicate a person that should you pass untimely, they will go clear out your history.
Hell no, you guys are gonna see what I've been up to. I'm not ashamed of my deviant behavior on the internet.
Yeah, that hugging porn, all that gentle,
All that
chaste
cuddling.
kissing. Yeah.
Mike just whips it out and
Cuddle
starts
porn.
watching Gilmore Girls. to
You
get
know
off.
what's
Well,
funny?
that's-
Like I was just like, man, I wonder if there's porn of just two girls holding each other. And I'm like, shit, did I just jack off to that the other day?
It does exist. It's just like the first 12 minutes of an hour-long video.
The
but,
most
you know.
common term searched in Utah before when they had access to Pornhub was Mormon. So there's Mormon porn. So there's definitely porn of people cuddling.
Shay. You misheard that. They were searching for more men.
More men. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
They were very repressed people. Over
If
in
they're
Utah.
if they're in Utah, they're searching for more women because of the polyamory.
They don't actually do that. That's against the law in Utah.
Well, okay.
That's Mexico.
Saying,
where you can
saying
do
they
that.
don't actually do that
Do anything in
and that
Mexico.
it's against the law are true and not true because the majority of Mormons don't do it. But there are still sects. The like
there is.
federal or something. There's a distinguishing word in the LDS that implies we still do polygamy.
Hell yeah.
Let them do it. Let them do
Let
it.
'em
What's the
do it.
problem?
No,
Yeah.
that was the rule with Utah. We'll let you be a state, but you got to get rid of this polygamy shit.
Why?
And then by chance, the head of the church then got a divine revelation about how
Hey,
we're
guys.
gonna get rid of polygamy, guys.
Hey guys, God just told me something. God just gave me the new hotness. Just
Yeah.
passed it down. New mixtape from God came down.
Every religion is made up. Like, let's start there.
Hey,
well,
mine
no.
isn't.
As I am an agnostic person, I'm not saying there's no
Christianity.
divine powers out there. I'm saying every religion is a made up doctrine. Mormonism is a made up doctrine. So I'm
No,
not
it's
attacking
not.
it on that line.
Shay, as a Mormon, I'm deeply offended.
Mike's taking the Mormon point on this.
Mike has talked about being Catholic so much.
Yeah, well, I'm a Catholic Mormon.
Those things just
I'm a hybrid.
Nope.
Those things argue with each
like
other,
having a
bro. I don't think
biracial
you can
baby.
do that.
I got a little
can do it.
Jewish in there too.
Yeah. You
Okay.
want
I'm
a little
covering my
Jewish in there?
ass.
You want a little Polish in there?
I'm getting
Boys
my
can't tell if they're Ashkenazi, right? That's only women.
I'm getting my planet when I die.
Yeah.
You
your
should.
special Mormon planet?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Also,
dude.
Mormons still believe in polygamy in the afterlife.
Hell
if you're-
yeah.
so if
Keeping
you're
my
a good-
bitches.
If you're a good Mormon woman, you can look forward to being a sister wife in the afterlife.
Well,
Maybe you don't know if they don't dig it.
if they're
it could
liking
be awesome.
it, what's the problem?
Obviously, people dig it. They keep doing it.
I always heard that it's hard for
We
women
almost had a
to-
Mormon fucking president.
I've always heard that it was difficult for women to keep friends as they get older. This way, you're guaranteed to have friends.
Yeah, if you can get on
Is
the right
that
side
is
of
that really? You want to be assigned a friend?
Well, no, I'm not talking. Well, I'm assuming under these circumstances, these people have chosen this lifestyle for themselves.
Making friends when you only have friends from work, that is like being assigned a friend,
Yeah.
That is.
and that's like most adults' friends.
I mean, most people's friends are just geographically convenient. Like that's
Yeah.
like that's what Bart said about Millhouse. We're friends mostly because of geographical convenience. That's most people's friendship. So what are the odds?
That's all human connection.
yeah. What are the odds that those happen to be the best people to be in your life?
When you have one, though, you love him forever. I love
Mm-hmm.
you, Jamie. I know you're probably listening.
When I was still using dating apps, I only had like my zip code. That was as far as I was willing to go.
Oh, yeah. No, I have actively not pursued men and women because they live too far.
Some lady hits me up and she's like 100 miles away, and I'm like, I'm not driving 100 miles just to get my
Yeah.
dick sucked. I can like jack off here.
I'm talking, I lived off the red line and they lived off the blue line. Man.
Yeah. There's no good,
There's no good
connection between
transfer
those two.
there. That's the
Yeah.
issue.
They need a special Tinder line to run right between those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Uber. Sad 3 a.m. Uber.
All right. Let's do a roll call on the new Guardians here. Let's figure out who these
Oh,
guys
good,
are.
because I had no idea who anybody was
I
besides
knew-
Tree
No,
Boy.
yeah,
I knew some
we
of
got
them.
Tree Branch, we got Bikini Lady, we got Lady Peacemaker, we
know
got
who
Not
that is.
Doctor Strange, who might be gay. We got Harbinger, and we
Might
got
be.
Robot Man.
All right, sort of. All right, we've got Betty Clawman, who we only see for a moment here because Betty Clawman is an Aboriginal woman who can fuck with people's dreams, and she's currently sharing a brain with Extrano. All right, so we
Okay.
see that
Who is not Doctor Strange.
He is not. He is a parody of Doctor Strange because that's what Extrano means in Spanish. It means strange. He is a gay magician, kind of redundant there, but he is possibly the first openly gay superhero. North Star over at Marvel usually has that distinction, but he was deep in the closet forever. So you could argue that Extrano here is the first openly gay superhero.
Which,
Let's just say so.
which it comes very up in this comic. It's mentioned because this comic starts out with AIDS.
Right, it does. It does get into AIDS. But that's Extrano for you. It's interesting that they could not have him say, he is openly gay, but they couldn't say the word gay because of the comics code. But you could have a character who got superpowers from doing cocaine in the same book.
What
that-
year
He
is
just
this
did-
again?
Did they just
88.
did they just get around it by saying like, man, I really love dick?
Yes, that's less
Well,
offensive, right?
he says, so when they bring up the AIDS thing and everything, it involves hemoglobin and obviously the blood and everything.
hemoglobin.
Yeah, right. But when he talks about it, he references it as I know these terms because my community has been dealing with these terms for a long time.
Yeah, he knows what's up.
Yeah, and that's why I said he might be gay because also I honestly wasn't sure if maybe he was a vampire.
No, he is not a vampire.
Okay.
He's just a gay magician.
Okay.
Then we got Floro, who we talked about, is the Floronic Man, who's basically Swamp Thing's incel brother. Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, but where does he come from though? Is he an alien?
He made
No, he's a
himself.
human.
He was
He's a
he was a
human.
botanist.
Yeah, he was a human who fucked up. He fucked up.
Because in
some of
this
the
book, he
chemicals.
like talks a lot of shit about biological human beings.
Yes,
And
he does.
I just
well,
assumed
he
that
clearly lost his humanity in the process.
based.
Yeah.
Get rid of that shit.
Yeah, he's doing well.
I'd be the Floronic Man. I would do
James-
that in
Yeah.
a heartbeat.
James, how was he in the Swamp Thing TV show?
He was a botanist or whatever you want to call him, and he eventually did the autopsy on Swamp Thing, and then he fucked up, and he was intended to be, I don't know if it was going to be the first season or the second season, but he was intended to turn into Floronic Man. They made the costume, then they canceled the show. So the very last scene of the show during the credits is an end credits tease where we see him for just a second in the Floronic Man costume because they're like, well, we built the damn thing, so we should show it for a second, but it doesn't.
Yeah, you know, those
anymore.
teasers, though, only matter when you know who the fuck the character is.
Yeah,
Well, if
yeah.
you're watching Swamp Thing, you
Swamp Thing.
You
Good
might.
show. Good show. Good show.
Swamp Thing.
Then we've got Gloss.
I'm watching Swamp Thing, I tell you what.
Bobby, come here. Family's getting together to watch Swamp Thing.
I see that they got a new Swamp Thing.
That's getting so far away.
Boy,
from
I
the
sure
go.
do love that Floronic Man, I tell you what.
well, you guys
All
are
right.
gonna make me hate like my second favorite TV show of all
So,
time.
all right, this is a
King of the
this is
Hill?
a-
Yeah.
This is a tangent, but you know it's a cocaine episode, so it's all tangents. Early on, when I first met Shée, I offended her greatly because I found a King of the Hill fanfic that was
Oh,
written
God.
that was written from the perspective of Bill finally snapping and going over to the Hills house in the middle of the night and committing the most heinous atrocities to the entire family.
Can you send that to me?
I will try to find it. It is written like a dark horror. It is not written as a comedy. It is not written for laughs. It is incredibly disturbing. Somebody went to a real dark place within themselves. And
Let's convert it into a script and then read it. I'll read it as
No,
as the
I
character.
don't want to relive this.
it is bad. It is
Let's
really,
do that.
You guys can do it, and I'll hop on the episode after.
Bill does
Fine.
Bill does make a point of widening Hank's narrow urethra using a power drill.
Yeah.
So
let's
stuff
read
like that. It's horrific.
Well, yeah, and then he like tells Peggy if she does this stuff, then Bobby will live, but Bobby's been
Yes.
dead the whole time.
Yes, it's really bad.
Wait, you sent that to the girl you just started dating? James.
Yeah.
I guess it all worked
Yeah, I did.
out.
All right. So anyway,
Right? Apparently that wasn't enough to
I
scare
mean,
me.
you got to scare
Man,
people
being
off.
tall, I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
I turned my
I
safe
saw
search.
that and went,
Dude.
you know what? I might not want to be in a close room with him, but he's tall.
I
Look how
turn off my
tall he
safe.
is.
I turn off my social safe search immediately.
Although
You're getting the
I
dark
will say,
Get that
I will
real
say
stuff.
it was. I think the combination with the fact that at this time, Dark King of the Hill memes were very popular.
Yeah.
So it was me being inundated by both
Inundated.
this story. Whatever you just said when you first
Yeah, I know.
meant me.
Met me.
Yeah, so I was
brother.
getting inundated with all of this horrifying King of the Hill stuff. So I'm seeing these memes all the time, and also the guy I'm dating is sending me this weird ass story.
It was hilarious. All right, there's 4 more losers we got to talk about here. There's Gloss, who has dragon line powers, like the ley lines, so she can control the ley lines of the earth. She was trying to pass her advanced DNA onto an offspring, but was eventually decapitated by Prometheus. R.I.P. to Gloss.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
You know, we should say that the whole point of this was that they're supposed to breed with normal people to pass their advanced superpowered genetics onto the next line to create better humans. But we never hear from any of these characters ever again.
Yeah, these guys did not last long. I love them as a group on their own, but yeah, these characters are not exactly built to last, most of them.
Because it's like the Guardians really did a bad job.
Yeah, they picked some weak ones here. Well, they got
Man,
Harbinger.
ACAB, right?
We got Harbinger, who she was the Monitor's assistant from Crisis on Infinite Earths. Looks like she found a new job after all the Earths were destroyed. Wasn't that just awful, by the way, when all of the Earths were destroyed? Just terrible.
Sure.
But she's got a new job. She's staying busy. Good for her.
Yeah, right. She bounced back
she bounced
after
back. She's
she
okay.
colossally. It's like when you like fuck up so bad at your nursing job, they tell you that you can't reapply for another 18 months.
Yeah. Let's just go be a doctor in the meantime.
She's just like, maybe the 18 months were up, and now this is the first superhero team that would hire her.
Well, no one remembers the old Earth, so
She applied to the Justice League, and they go, "So you're responsible for the destruction of all the infinite Earths? Like, our goal is to protect this one Earth."
yeah, we still got the one, don't we?
She's like,
you're
"That was
welcome.
me."
You're welcome. We could have 0 Earths. How you like that?
Like, we'll keep in touch.
Then there's Jet, who has electromagnetic powers there. Yeah. And then lastly,
So
there's
which one is Jet?
Jet is the African woman here.
Thank you.
With the green hair.
the blue fire hair,
Blue with green fire hair. Yeah.
green fire. I mean,
Green fire hair. And then rounding out the team is Ram, who is discount cyborg.
Yep.
Ram is basically the final panel in the meme format where it's like, Mom, can we get Cyborg? No, we have Cyborg at home, and it's Ram. Mm-hmm. There is really no distinction. He's the computer man from the 80s because everybody had to have a computer man.
Okay.
All right, yeah, there we go. That's the team.
So he overheats a lot.
He overheats a lot.
He has a tiny fan on his heart.
They do wisely avoid telling us how much RAM he actually has.
It's only 16 gigs, but back in the 90s,
No,
that was
this
a lot.
88 and 16 gig would have been flaming. No.
Dude, you're going to the fucking, you're an Apollo moon mission with that much RAM.
We've seen when old TV shows and movies and comic books, they would make predictions about the technology that would be available in the future, and the specs would always be wildly off. It would always be like, our Cyberbot has 2 gigabytes of RAM, and everybody just gasps at how much that is.
That is so much RAM.
Yeah, like that couldn't open a browser on my phone now.
That's not playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, they grossly miscalculated how microcomputing would work. All right.
Well, how are they going to know?
Again, it's understandable.
These are
but it's
comic
just
book
funny.
writers. If they were
It's just
if they were
funny.
computer scientists, they would be fucking computer scientists.
It's just fun. All right, so here we go. We're finally beginning the book.
Like, you don't become a comic book creator because you're great at school.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of somebody that contradicts that point, and I can't. I'm trying to think of somebody.
You could say you. Were you good at school?
I was good-ish. I could have been. If I would have applied myself. I don't know. I
I'm sure
graduated with
every
honors.
comic book creator says that, though. I could have been real good at school if I applied myself. I was just too smart for school.
I was just a little too smart. I wasn't a good test taker. I went to the school of hard knocks.
I was bad at school because I was dumb.
Yeah.
I'll admit
I mean, I eventually graduated college with honors, so I did okay.
I squeaked through high school.
All right. All right, so here we are. We're in Colombia, and the new Guardians have shown up to fight our buddy Snowflame, he's kind of dressed like, I guess, like a South American shaman kind of thing.
He's dressed like a guy who does a lot of coke would dress if he thought like.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Look how fucking gacked out he is, though.
Like,
So,
look at the veins. Look at the
comes in hot.
veins in his arms.
This dude, he's doing the coke steroids thing,
right.
where he is, because he's not eating, but he's taking steroids to keep his muscles big.
Mix up
'Cause
a little
this guy
cocktail.
has like -% body fat.
He is really, really ripped. He looks like He-Man a little bit. He's wearing an all-red costume, no sleeves, because he pits out his shirts. That's what we've realized when people don't wear sleeves. Because
Well, he's in South America. It's hot.
Yeah, it's very, very hot. He's got little gauntlets on his arm. He's got long white hair. He looks like Ric Flair, actually, now I think about it.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Real
does.
life Snowflame.
1988, this absolutely looks like a wrestler.
You know, like I say though, like he's not like overly like big, like how they used to draw superheroes, where they would have tons of mass on him. But that would require him eating, as we know from his coke addiction. That he doesn't fucking do any
He
of
has no
that.
time for that.
Right? You're too busy on coke to eat, right?
There's no eating, dude. No, coke like really suppresses your appetite.
He is
Okay.
glowing with a white aura from his cocaine powers.
Like David Bowie used to coat his stomach with milk because
Milk and peppers. That's
Yeah,
what he lived off of
the-
for years.
Yeah, the drug use, like it kills your appetite, but he knows he'll like be thrown up. He
Jesus
destroys his
Christ.
esophagus from vomiting up his own stomach acids.
Oh
So you
my
have to put
God.
something in it.
God,
Yep.
just
Milk and peppers.
Yeah, so
terrible.
because he was doing so much coke and heroin.
I didn't know it was
Wow.
because of all the coke. I did know he
Yeah.
lived off of milk and peppers.
Yeah, it's because he was a heavy drug user.
I guess I should just assume a lot of
That's why
Bowies.
he looked that way.
You mean
do you think
sexy
he
as
looked-
hell?
got that coke chic.
Why do you think he was so skinny? How do you think he was able to pull that off?
I don't know. I just thought he was sexy as hell.
Well,
I thought he was a marathon runner.
no, drug
I didn't
addict.
think
That was
about
coke.
how the physique
Child
happened.
molesting drug addict, turns out. He was
Well, those are
a
allegations.
monster.
They're allegations. They're not confirmed. So anyway, the Guardians decide to attack Snowflame. We don't know why. We don't know what their beef is yet, but we're going to get there.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Harbinger says, the man has obviously never heard of the new Guardians. Well, it's your second issue. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one's heard of the new
Out of
Guardians.
12.
And
This,
no one...
this thing got canceled.
So the old Guardians are like the Guardians of the universe.
I think that's the idea. Is they're talking about the Guardians of Oa, and then they selected these guys as the
So
new Guardians.
when Guardians of the Galaxy revamped, did they call themselves the New Guardians?
No.
I think so.
So like the original Guardians of the Galaxy existed in a distant future in an alternate timeline.
Okay.
So when they made the mainstream Marvel Comics team, they were unaware of any other Guardians of the Galaxy. So they just picked the
Gotcha.
name.
Gotcha.
So the new
gotcha.
Guardians are really the old Guardians. The
Yeah.
old Guardians they haven't even happened yet.
Well, the original Guardians of the Galaxy were inspired by the Avengers.
Yep, and one of
Not
them
the
was
gu- not the Guardians of the Galaxy.
a jazz saxophonist.
So why didn't the Guardians of Oa give them Green Lantern rings?
I don't know. Didn't trust them. They had not proven themselves
Like
yet.
one guy's like a compute. Well, we could see why.
they're not great at this.
Like I have all these jokes, but we have to wait till we get to later
Can
on.
you
in the
imagine
book.
if
Yeah.
we would have given these people rings? Oh my God, we dodged a
Jesus.
bullet. So they get in a fight. So the entire Guardian team, they stand back while Ram takes on Snowflame,
Yeah.
and it doesn't go well. It
Well,
doesn't
it
go
kind
well
of
at
goes
all.
well. He takes Snowflame's best shot, which is like a cocaine-fueled uppercut.
Yeah.
And he eats it and like no sells it.
Yeah, he's hanging in there, but you know what would help is if his teammates would jump in.
Do you think how loud do you think his GPU fan is like spinning right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Which
got a-
wrestler was it that always went, woo?
That was
Ric
Ric Flair.
Flair.
That
was
is Ric Flair?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
All
looks
right,
like
turn off Shea's mic.
because
How
she she didn't know Ric Flair's catchphrase.
Like we've been talking about Ric Flair for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I just
we
couldn't
do.
remember his name. I remembered, woo!
You
and
couldn't
then he
remember
went,
Ric
"Woo!"
Flair?
And I remembered that he whipped his dick out on the plane.
Oh, I didn't
He
know he
is
did
pretty
that.
famous for doing that.
Yeah.
Good
The
for
Flight
him.
from Hell. Google that shit.
Oh, come on. He
There's
just
a great
showed
behind
his
the
dick to
ring.
a stranger.
There have been worse flights.
I mean, they did more than that on that flight.
Come on, it's fine. They're wrestlers.
This is what they do. This is
These
what they're
men
known
get hit
for.
in the brain for a living. Oh, they behave badly? Oh. Let's
I don't think
cancel them.
Uncancelable.
I mean,
Ric
kinda.
Flair's Uncancelable.
Yeah, you can't. Canceling wrestlers is like so ridiculous.
Yeah, no, remember the whole
You want
pedophilia
history?
scandal and how they just brought them back?
I mean,
The
come
Ring
on.
Boys?
I mean, come on.
See, you can't get mad at me, Mike. I know wrestling history. I just forgot the name.
It's the most important one, though.
I just forgot the name Diamond Ric Flair, okay?
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Up yours, Shea. How dare you?
Just being a problem element now.
I see what you're doing.
So the fight continues. Everybody's hanging back. Floronic Man calls everybody meat, which is fun. He calls
This is what
everybody
I
It
do.
meat.
is.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
do
way
that
to
as
go.
well. So is like Doctor Strange. I'm not gonna remember what his actual name
Extrano.
is. Is he like putting glue in his hair to make it look that way?
Get it out that way? I don't know.
Is he like? Is that like? 'Cause that's a choice.
It's
Yeah.
kind of Liberty Spiky.
Like, is he like Punk?
Oh, how does Wolverine do it? He's got
How
almost the
heavy
same
are
thing.
those earrings? They
Yeah, he's
all
got
have
globe
super.
earrings.
They both like him and Dragon Lady
Dross.
both have
Gloss,
extremely heavy, like
bulbous
earrings.
Well, they're superheroes.
Maybe the metal is super light somehow.
Was it like a Christmas tree bulb?
Yeah.
Shouldn't wear those in a fight then.
The answer is always Pym particles. Even in
Wrong.
DC Comics.
I was about to say.
Doesn't matter.
Well, then it's the atom particles, whatever the particles.
Oh,
he
yeah,
uses.
yeah. I don't know that they had a... They must have had a name. I don't know. I'm sure Mr. Terrific could whip something up.
Atom particles in DC? Wait, what?
Well, the
Well,
Atom.
the atom, he was
Ray
pretty
Palmer.
much just
Palmer Tech.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, he was just DC's Ant-Man. Although I want to say the Atom came first.
That's why they made Giant Man. That's why they turned him into Ant-Man / Giant Man, so he's just a little different.
No, I'm more confused as to how he connects to Pym particles.
Because
That's
like,
where
well,
I'm
he
confused.
Hank Pym uses something called Pym particles to make himself big and small. But
Right.
They never say what the atom uses to make himself big and small.
Okay. I
He has a
I
belt.
see
He
what
has
you
a
guys are saying.
special
now.
belt, just like
Right,
Ric
but what is
Flair.
that belt doing?
Well, the WWE Championship belt bequeaths a lot of power to you.
Yeah, it makes everyone
This is
bigger.
accomplished by using the remnants of a white dwarf star made into a belt buckle worn with his costume.
How did he do that?
He's a very smart
Where
man.
did he getting that dwarf star?
He's a very smart man. So Ram decides to tap into computer power and goes into sort of like an E-Honda punch, E-Honda multi-punch thing on
That was my
Snowflame.
guy. That was my
Yeah,
Street Fighter
you like
guy.
E-Honda?
I liked E-Honda.
Because he could eat whatever he wanted.
That's why I liked him.
Yeah, and so he goes just E-Honda on Snowflame, and it does nothing. Because
I
again,
wonder how much Snowflame's dick has shrunk from his cocaine use.
yeah, he doesn't look like he has a bulge.
He might
His-
look like a Ken doll.
And look at his butt. His
butt is very
he's
flat.
skipping like yeah. He's not doing.
He's
his
not doing
glute
glutes.
days.
Yeah, nope. No,
Yeah,
no.
they really did their research on dudes who do cocaine.
They're super ripped on the glamour muscles. And
Yeah, he's
nothing
all
else.
glamour muscles. He's got no dick.
He's got a Hank Hill ass. Yeah.
He's got absurdly low levels of body fat. That's why he doesn't have much of an ass. His cut was too hard.
Yeah. All right, so Snowflame pretty definitively wins this battle, and he calls in his troops that he travels with, and they all just open fire on the rest of the Guardians, who supposedly all just die right then.
Yep, they get gunned down right then and there, and I was like, man, what an ending.
What an ending! 6 pages into the second issue, and they're all dead.
Yeah, when they all died, and I was expecting at the end, I was like, oh, Shea will like this book.
Yeah, we'll be in and out. But then we head into a flashback to start setting this stuff up.
Sorta. They don't really tell us it's a flashback. It's just
Wait,
all
do
figured out.
I not get to do the plugs now? Are we still?
Yeah.
No?
Mixed up the whole show.
Fuck. Okay.
Because like, there's nothing that says flashback or
No.
1 week ago. It looked like they got shot to death and then woke up at the hospital.
Yes. They woke up standing around in their costumes talking to just like a normal doctor, not like a
Doctor's
Star
like-
Labs doctor.
He's like, oh boy, I'm sure glad that I saved you from all those machine gun bullet wounds. Thanks, Doc.
No, we
Boy, the
do-
healthcare in South America, am I right?
We do figure out that this is a flashback, and so this doctor is talking to them, and he's saying, wait, come again. You were bitten by a vampire with AIDS called the Hemogoblin. And do I got this right?
That sounds like a lie.
Yes. You guys all agreed on this
so
lie?
their whole goal, right, was that the Guardians of the Universe wanted them to breed, right?
Something
to
like
create the next generation of humans. And so it seems like they went out and did that, right? But since in order to breed you can't practice safe sex, and they got AIDS immediately.
So we're really not exaggerating what happens here.
And then they were so embarrassed that they lied to the doctor of how they got AIDS.
That's not how it happened.
It's a total fabrication.
That's true. No, what happened was in the first issue, they encountered a white supremacist vampire named the Hemogoblin, and he bit them, and now they might have AIDS.
Even the computer guy?
Especially computer guy.
Like, how do they
just
all...
the three of them.
What about the plant guy?
No.
Is he a plant
Just
AIDS?
It's
Jet, Harbinger, and
Extrano.
And Extrano.
So the doctors tell them, you might have AIDS. They're like, oh shit, we might have AIDS. And Extrano says, yeah, fucking sucks, doesn't it? Welcome to being a gay man in the 80s.
And he was just like, so it's just like their goal was to like reproduce.
I'm not sure
and
that was the
immediately
goal.
the first issue is derailed.
They're not good at this.
I did also look up spoilers, so I know who, if anyone, does or does not get AIDS or HIV.
Yeah.
Did the new Guardians when they were when the old Guardians, the Guardians of the Universe were watching this, did they do a Naked Gun forehead slap when they saw that they got AIDS right away?
These guys.
That is kind of if your goal is to repopulate the planet, that is the number one worst thing other than getting your genital mutilation.
He's like, hey, I didn't mean for you guys just to go out and start fucking people. I meant figure out other humans to breed with that would make better people. He goes, that's eugenics. You're a racist. He goes, I'm a blue guy from space.
Now imagine how much worse it would have been if the Guardians would have had to send somebody to go pick up their rings. All right, guys, you're gonna need to give those back.
They had rings and they're like, we're gonna sorry, you have AIDS.
Yeah, we're gonna want those now rather than later.
Why don't they call the old Guardians, have them show up and use their Green Lantern rings and they imagine a cure for AIDS and then use those rings to cure the AIDS.
You have to be able to visualize, you'd have to be able to see the chemical structure. You can't just it's not a magic genie lamp.
What? Yes it is. The original Green Lantern, it very much was a magic genie lamp.
Actually the original one was a lamp, that is true. But he didn't know how to use it.
And it was magic.
And it was wielded by what turned out to be a gay man, Alan Scott.
That's right, who never got AIDS, suspiciously.
This is perfect. Why wasn't he on this team? They should have called him. You
was
know how to
busy.
navigate this. You would be the best guy to lead this team. What are you doing?
I love how this fucking lady wears her red helmet to the doctor's office.
Harbinger keeps her helmet on because she's got a stupid haircut she doesn't want anybody to see.
Wait, if she's a multiversal being,
I don't think
she's not from Earth,
she's,
right?
She's from a Earth, but it was never clarified which Earth.
Okay, so after the
crisis
happens, was it just the alternate Earths that were destroyed, or the realities in which they existed in were also all destroyed, the vastness of their universes?
Oh, that is a high thought. I was under the impression that everything is wiped clear except for, at least in Crisis on Infinite Earths, the original people that were saved in the bubble. They had their memories. So they knew what was going on. Right. Well, so what happened was most Earths, and I think their entire universes of those Earths, were completely destroyed. But 2 Earths were combined at the end, as well as a little sprinkling, a little bit of garnish from some other Earths, combined into one single Earth, New Earth. Everything else was gone, including the actual universes they existed in. But there was a little bubble. There were a couple people that knew what was going on. The Psycho Pirate knew what was going on. And there was a little bubble that had the original Superman and different Lex Luthor and Superboy and Lois.
Sounds like the person that got AIDS from would be a guy called Psycho Pirate. Yeah, Psycho Pirate, he went through some shit. He had a tough time. He had a tough go of it. Yeah. So he was the only one who knew. He was kind of the only one on Earth who knew after the crisis that all of this had happened, and so nobody believed him. He was probably mostly bummed out that he couldn't figure out a way to profit from that.
Yeah, he's able to manipulate people's emotions, and he didn't. I mean, you should be able to pay the bills that way.
Oh, you
pretty
can
easily.
monetize that. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fine.
that's easy. That is easy.
But he's
so-
not in this comic.
He is not in this comic. None of these people are in this comic. So they all have a discussion. They kind of console each other about this whole AIDS thing. Extrano muses to himself about how my community has already heard about all the T4 cells and immune suppressants. We all know this kind of stuff, but like all these straight people have never heard of this stuff.
So the goal is to like use these like advanced people to create a new generation of humans.
You keep saying
that. I'm not sure that was
They
the
bring
case.
it up. They bring it up a bunch of times.
They're supposed to make a new society of
Yeah,
people.
they're supposed to pass on their greatness to the general population. So the new Guardians pick a gay guy to do that.
Well, yeah, gay people are fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, but like you have to like have sex.
The
with
only
women.
thing I see is that like the Owens just chose these people to give powers to.
Yeah.
Not that it had anything to do with them.
No, because they bring it up.
Except for Gloss, who was like dead set on doing
Yes.
No, they bring up how like having AIDS now is gonna fuck up their mission of having children with normal people.
All right. Well, we'll see if
Where
that's in
does
there. I don't remember.
I'm telling you, it
All
says
right.
it. I read the book.
I read it twice. I don't remember that, but okay. All right, fine. It's entirely possible. Entirely possible.
See, it
so,
says right there. You just missed it. They hit like they
Where?
were what do you call it? Musing about it.
the Owens had chosen us to spawn the next race of immortals. Oh,
Yes.
Okay. It says it there.
And it says
Where does
any
it
woman
say
who
this?
it says
Right
any
here.
woman who carries the
Oh.
virus. Yeah. See, look.
I
Oh,
think.
all right. My bad. That's sorry.
In fairness, though, I do think there's a good chance that when the Owens were explaining the mission to the Guardians, they weren't listening very carefully. And they're just kind of piecing it together, and they're afraid to ask the Owens to repeat it.
They're just like this is not only the only bad news is like, yeah, anyone who carries the virus is going to pass it on to their kids. And he's like,
Yeah, that's
well,
bad.
shit, that was the whole reason we're here.
So Ram is very upset because I guess they encountered some dude before, what is his name, Croft, and he sent the hemogoblin after them. So they're like, we're gonna go to I don't remember. They were going to go to another country. They were going to go somewhere else, South Africa. They were going to go to South Africa to confront this guy, and they go to the airport in their costumes. And there's just some white bureaucrat there who's going to tell him, no, you won't be doing that today.
Well, he's part of the CIA, and he's just like, hey, so you're superpowered crime fighters with AIDS, and we can't have you bleeding all over the place. All
Yeah,
right,
you're
This is
not
the
going.
80s.
So they're like, well, we could just go. Like, no. We've got agents everywhere. We can make it miserable for you. You have not earned our trust. You're not the Justice League. You're not the Green Lanterns. So you're not going anywhere unless we say so.
Yeah, we called the Guardians. They have no idea who you are.
Yeah, America just stepped in and went, fuck you, we're America.
The Guardians are pretending they don't know these guys.
You think Ram is upset that they had an orgy and he wasn't invited? He's more upset. He's like, yeah, he's upset that they all got AIDS, but he's also upset that he wasn't invited because what? Because I'm a computer man? Is that it?
I have a dick. I have a computer dick.
Now, where is it then? Huh, Ram? Where is it?
I'm still waiting for it to be delivered.
I'll
But I
put
got a
that shit in
slot
my
for
mouth
it.
right now. Yeah,
Okay.
NVIDIA, yeah, there's a back order from NVIDIA.
He's got like a PCI slot on his crotch.
He points to a port.
He's got a little. So this agent tells him, like, listen, you can't go, but here's the deal. We'll keep the file on this dude you guys are after. We'll keep the file on him open if you agree to go to South America and topple this drug lord that we're having problems with. How about that?
Which is funny because the CIA is the one who put the drug lord in
First
power.
there. Yeah, exactly.
Don't ask us how we got there.
I mean, we didn't create Al Qaeda.
Don't ask us why he's wearing an American flag. It's nothing to do with us.
Don't ask. Yes, he's gonna have an American passport. Don't ask.
I bet you he's mad because the Snowflame stopped giving the CIA their cut.
Yes. The CIA agent has a photo of Snowflame on his desk.
they're in a coca field together and they have their arms around each other smiling.
Pointing at each other.
You're the best friend
You know,
that I've ever had.
Because this is how the CIA gets their budget. Do people not know that?
Yeah.
The soldiers guarding the poppy fields in Afghanistan,
regimes
like that.
and
It's
poppy
because
fields.
that's where the money was coming from.
So they agree to go because what the hell else are they going to do, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
So they.
I
head
don't know
out
what
there.
I would do. I would wait around for my diagnosis because they said they had like a month until they would know for sure.
This is really something that the Guardians of Oa could really have helped him out with. Like,
You think
just-
a hemogoblin would be staying home and getting treatment instead of going around biting people?
no, the government's sending him into black communities
Yeah. Speaking of the CIA,
to ruin fucking everything for everybody.
man, do I got some conspiracies?
Fucking hemogoblin. Hate that guy.
Bro, the hemogoblin is George Bush Sr.
There are so many people that could have been that it would work for any of them.
Well, the George Bush Sr. looks like a hemogoblin.
He does. Especially now that he's dead.
In fact, look at what's the name of the plant guy?
Floronic man.
Floronic.
Floro.
Look at him in the left there. He looks like George Bush Sr.
He's got a little bit of that no new taxes look to him. Read my lips.
Shea's too young to remember who George Bush Sr. was.
I know who George Bush Sr. is.
She's so young.
I know who Prescott Bush is, bitch.
According to every boomer I've ever talked to, I can only be aware of things that happened in my lifetime. There is no record of anything.
George Bush Sr. was your president during your lifetime.
Yeah, I know. I'm
most
making a
part.
joke at boomers' expense.
Oh.
Anytime you mention anything that happened before you were born, boomers are like, how would you know about that? Because there are fucking books. Because we wrote things down.
Written by liberals.
The history books were probably not written by liberals. Anyway, so we come back, and I guess we're sort of like flash forward, but not all the way forward, because we're just back reliving the fight between Ram and Snowflame.
And well, they just watched the fight.
They're just like, holy shit, I'm not getting involved in that.
No.
He's hitting so hard.
Yeah, that's Ram's fault for picking that fight.
And here we see the Aboriginal woman who shares Doctor Strange's soul is a dandelion.
She turns into like a dandelion head, yeah. And
Yeah, that was a little confusing.
Because I was like, the fuck? I thought once again, what's the name of the fucking plant guy?
Floronic guy.
Floronic- it
Floronic
looked like-
man.
It looks
Floronic
like
guy.
Floronic man just farted out a dandelion that went behind Doctor Strange's
sentient
shoulder to
dandelion.
talk
I
to him.
thought that he was hallucinating a sun.
Oh, yeah, she does look like a sun, but no.
She looks like a chia pet.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, Snowflame and Ram are having a fight. Snowflame is mocking Ram because even though he's got a tiny dick, at least he has something.
Yeah,
Ram's
right.
still waiting on his.
Have you guys ever seen Tetsuo the Iron Man? Do
Fuck yeah, I have.
No.
you remember
I
the
haven't.
dick in that?
Yeah, I sure do.
No, I got things to look up during the edit.
Yeah, that safe search is off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It better be. So yeah, then we finally catch up to where we were, where the entire Guardians have been shot, but apparently the spirit, Betty, the Aboriginal spirit that inhabits Extrano's soul, was able to kind of protect them, I guess.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Or give them all warning that they should protect themselves, and so they're
How would
fine.
they all do that? They never say how they deflect the thousands of bullets.
Yeah, but somehow I don't care. I'm
Like
totally
the plant
fine
guy
with
would be okay.
it. Yeah, he would be okay. Ram would probably be okay because like he's just
Maybe
wires.
just force fields?
Ram is already broken because it's too hot in South America for him to run.
Yes. His OS had to shut down.
You know?
Yeah, I'm not
got
sure how they
Fans.
survived.
So many fans.
You look into his eyes and they're just the blue screen of death.
Yes.
Like Windows has encountered a problem.
Oh shit! I'm not posting, guys. I'm not
What if,
posting.
like,
I got
in
a
the
big
middle of the-
problem here.
What if in the middle of the fight he had to stop because he got an update?
Yes. Look,
That
I've
would
been
be fucking
delaying.
great.
I've been delaying this for weeks. It says I have to do it now. It's a critical security update. Ram, fuck, you are the worst.
Fuck, dude. I mean, he could go Linux, but then he's gonna have a whole new series of problems.
No, then none of his programs are gonna run.
He's gonna get his new dick, and it's not gonna be compatible.
Well, the issue's going to be more when he goes on the internet without his safe search on and comes back just full of malware.
If you get malware, you're a moron. That's how
That's
I
his
feel about it.
STDs.
Well, in 1988, it was hard to avoid.
Like people who get malware now, I was explaining to a guy how to do something, and he was like, "I downloaded this thing that I saw, and I got malware now." I go, "You fucking did what?"
Well, that's his version of AIDS. That's the virus he has to worry
I'm
about.
like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
How do you not know how to use your computer?
So Gloss unleashes a little bit of an avalanche and buries all the dudes that work with Snowflame, and they just
So, like, all the machine gun guys, after
Yeah.
they thought they killed the heroes, decided to dig the mass grave together, and they all
right.
jumped in the hole, even though it was deep enough to the point where getting out would be a problem.
Well, Snowflame did say that we respect our dead, and he wanted them to have actual burials with their accoutrements.
You know, I don't know if you guys ever hung out with like Coke people, but like that's on point
I am
as
now.
well. Where despite being pieces of shit, they got like a weird morality.
code
they
of
will
honor,
Just,
yeah.
They will stick to like it's
Yeah.
so bizarre. Like they'll
Mike-
have one thing.
Mike, I'm going to address this question at you because I think you can answer it, and I know
boy.
James
Sure can.
can't.
I sure can.
Behavior-wise, what's the difference between Coke and meth?
Step out on this one.
Not a lot of difference. It's pretty much like you're all amped up, and the worst aspects of your personality are brought out to the forefront.
Cokeheads can get shit done.
When you're on, well, you can get a shit ton done
Productive.
when you're on meth too.
Well, that's the thing is I've seen way more images of people on meth doing crazy ass projects and doing stuff, but it seems like they don't finish.
it's a different high for sure. But I mean, it just depends on the person, I guess.
Well, we don't have a meth guy in this comic.
No, well, besides
Really-
me.
we really round out the team. So they take a look, and Floral, I guess, I think maybe Floral can smell the cocaine. Maybe that's how they track him down. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Fucking Plant Boy looks like speaking of doing meth, he looks like he's been doing meth for a super long time.
He does have meth mouth. Yeah, he does have
Look at
fangs.
this dude. He's wrecked. He's got bark face. That's what happens when you like do too much meth for too long. They're picking
know,
at your face.
I'll say, I mean, the women, as was common with comics in the time, the women are beautiful, but they definitely picked an ugly assortment of men for this team.
No, Jet's attractive.
Oh, Shea, I'll tell you the
Jet, I'm
difference
sorry.
between
Ram.
I'll tell you the difference between people who do coke and meth. People with coke have money, and people who do meth don't.
Yes,
Wait.
that is in fact a big difference.
Shay, did you just say Ram is an attractive-looking man?
Yeah, look at him. He's cute.
Yeah, look at his face. He's
Yeah,
cute.
He's cute.
Yeah,
Got good
maybe if
bone
you could
structure.
look past the circuit boards.
So what?
And the
Maybe he's
resistors.
tall, and Shea can't resist.
Yeah, he's probably...
Yeah, that's it. I literally have one requirement in life, and it's that you're taller than me.
He emailed her some
using
King
his
of the Hill,
body. Yes.
some King of the Hill fan hate porn, but
He's
she
using-
overlooked it.
Is using his body to generate some weird King of the Hill fan porn.
That's all he does. He's an algorithm that just
God.
creates fan fiction for King of the Hill.
So they decide they're going to find Snowflame, and they've kind of abandoned the original plot because now Ram is trying to make it sound like he's got a noble reason to go after Snowflame, but it's really literally just because he beat him in a fight.
He has to regain his honor.
You know those henchmen that fired their machine guns at the superheroes and they were going to bury him. They would have blood everywhere, and they don't realize the danger they were in.
Yeah, that could have been really bad for those guys.
Like, they could have
You gotta
got
wear long
HIV.
sleeves. Yeah,
They need rubber gloves to handle these bodies.
they got to be really careful. Keep your distance.
Luckily, they're cocaine dealers, so they probably have a lot of rubber gloves when they're dealing with when they're making the product.
Yeah, right. So they're gonna go find Snowflame's compound because now he's Ram's arch enemy. Normally, Ram's arch enemy is a Chrome browser. But
Yeah,
this time
I'd imagine the computer guy would be natural allies with the cocaine dude.
he would be.
Sure.
All right. I mean, that's how we got Microsoft. Right?
I think
That's how
Snowflame would see him and just try to take him apart.
Yeah, take them apart and try to put them back together real
Yeah.
I
quick.
know I can do this. I know how to do this. Looked real easy in
I
the
love a
video.
little sniff at the end, James.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that goes.
I can totally do this.
That drug's all joking aside though, that drug is fucking horrific. Do not do that.
Yeah,
It's-
Yeah,
sure.
cocaine will erode your nose, and your nose will fall off.
It feels like cocaine is becoming dangerously accepted lately.
Yeah,
I have
and
a slight theory
came
because
back.
my stepdad burned through essentially like the cartilage in his nose and stuff from quote not wearing a mask while working and stuff. But I think he did a
Yeah.
ton of cocaine in
Yeah.
college.
He was
He
working
should.
all right. He was
I
working
I
on
think he did
something.
I think he did a ton of cocaine in college and then started working without a mask on.
You know, this is a good time to throw in, if you haven't seen him before, check out one of my favorite Conan O'Brien bit characters, the coked up werewolf,
Yeah, that's a good
Yes,
one.
that is a good one.
who is a normal werewolf, except when it's a full moon, he becomes the coked up werewolf.
Yeah. Also, to everyone in my family listening, don't tell my parents. I think my stepdad did cocaine.
I'm leaving it in.
There's it's so strange that the Guardians of the Universe, they guard the whole universe, and their goal was to make humanity better, right? And the first thing their team does is they get AIDS, and then they become CIA assassins.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not great.
Issue 2.
Are we to believe that the CIA is working with the Guardians?
No.
No.
That's why it's so fucked up. They're going to a drug
That's the
compound to
only-
kill everyone.
I can't imagine the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Guardians of Oa, are this bad at their job.
Like this coke kingpin stopped paying the money to the CIA.
This
And
would have
so-
been cooler if Waller showed up instead of that random dude.
And so they sent murderers with AIDS to go burn down
Well,
the
they
compound.
don't. They don't know if they or if they do not have AIDS yet. Which again, I can spoil this for people if you want to know.
Yeah, sure. I remember maybe it was Gloss, or maybe it was not Gloss, but Jet.
Jet and Extrano.
Oh yeah.
So what'd they do about it?
Died? I think Jet died. I think they both died, but Extrano was eventually brought back.
They were both brought back.
Okay, go good for both of them.
But they still had AIDS.
Yep.
No.
They brought
tell
back
you-
the AIDS too.
I tell you one thing. Harupa Honda Who is getting a demotion after this. He cannot
right?
keep his position after this.
What if like he was a fuck up in the Guardians of the Universe, and they just gave him like this little side project to keep him busy and out of trouble, and they didn't really care.
Yeah, and he's really sweating it, but he doesn't realize that it's just like oh god,
Because they didn't even give him a Green Lantern.
like Jimmy Carter's brother.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
they
he's
sent him
Billy.
off. They sent Billy off to do something.
Billy Beer.
Yeah. Secretary of keeping it real.
Yeah, you know, because like oh, I get my own team of Green Lanterns. No, you get
Yeah.
like these guys from
Something.
Earth.
We've got
So
something
just
better for
Earth
you.
goes- Yeah, but Earth is real important.
It's really cool.
Okay, hey guys, I want you to go out there and fuck all the other humans to make humans better. So then everyone's a superhero, and then we won't need to have all these problems. Good thinking. Good thinking, Billy Bush. What the fuck?
Billy Carter. How many people turned down this job before they landed on these 6 idiots?
Dude, they got methed out tree guy.
Yeah.
Right? They got the glue-haired magician.
Well, they went to Floronic Man because Swamp Thing said no. That's
They
gotta be
got
the case.
they got fucking dickless computer boy.
That's because Cyborg said no.
All right.
And Gloss is just Starfire?
Gloss is because Starfire said no. These are all just the,
She
the
looks like
backup
if
options.
they like sprayed Starfire with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
And she's just never recovered.
Well, they made Starfire instead of a black woman an Asian woman.
Yeah.
Starfire Black, I thought she was orange.
She's black in the Titans show.
Well, I had heard that her like actual design and physique was based on
Yeah, but she's
black
orange.
women. Yes, she is.
Well,
orange.
yeah. But you know, they probably took the physique and the bone structure of maybe an African woman and then just painted her orange.
All right.
I guess. I don't know.
It's probably artist to artist or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I shouldn't be
Artist to
commenting on that.
artist. Artist to artist.
I get it.
I get that too.
I get it.
Speaking of doing coke.
coked up activities.
Yeah, speaking of doing a shit ton of drugs you should not do.
I can't watch
Kids.
that movie anymore.
Don't do heroin.
Yeah,
I saw
don't
that
do
movie
any of
once
this
when I was
stuff.
like 20, and it like scarred me for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I tell you what though, my drug use decreased like incredibly after that movie did its job. If its
You gotta
job
get
was to
scared
make people
off.
not want to do drugs,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
hard drugs like did not like.
Plus,
my,
it gave
that part
us
of my
that-
life ended.
gave us that awesome song.
What was the song?
The theme song that they use. I don't know if it was original
Lux.
for the movie or not.
The score? The
Yeah,
Lux
Eterna or
the
something.
Lux Aorta or something like that? Yeah. I
don't remember.
Requiem for a Dream is what we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah,
Anyway.
ass to ass was the joke.
So,
Yes.
ass to ass was the joke. So they go to Snowflame's compound. And it actually says, if you look it up, his religion is listed literally as cocaine worship. So
Fuck
this
yeah,
guy-
it is.
this
Look how
guy-
well it's working out.
He loves cocaine.
Dude, people
more
I
love
than
mean,
coke.
fucking, we had a comic book where a guy just praised meat. Remember in Preacher?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So like normally when they do these anti-drug characters, they make it ridiculous where it's laughable because of how unrealistic the attitude is towards the drug or what it does to you. Like you smoke a joint and all of a sudden
reefer
you're
madness
homeless.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. So like Snowflame, a cocaine guy, his attitude and how he lives and what he does is besides the superpowers thing, is
Besides
pretty
the fact
fucking correct.
that he snorted so much cocaine that he got superpowers. Other than that, he's pretty dead on.
Other than that, because usually when you become addicted to cocaine, in order to continue your coke habit, you have to become a dealer.
Right.
Because you need enough money to buy the cocaine and you need regular access to it.
Yes. Well, and as we see, Snowflame, he's still snorting his own supply.
Yeah, he's having a
doing it.
party.
He's having a party at his compound, and he's bragging to his people about how few bags he needs to sell to buy a Rolls Royce. 10. Only 10.
So here's another thing that's accurate about having cocaine. If you have a lot of coke, you're going to have sexy bitches at your house.
Yeah, for a little while until they all OD or their teeth fall out.
These flowers have wilted.
What music do you think he's playing?
What kind of music? God, what do
I don't know,
cokeheads
house
listen
music.
to?
In 1988?
Yeah.
House music for sure.
In 1988?
He's listening to Born to Be Alive, that disco song. Born to Be Alive.
We had a hell of a moment before recording where we watched the Born to Be Alive music video.
That's a good coked up video. That's a great coked up song. I could see me alone in my house listening to Born to Be Alive while doing huge lines of coke on my coffee table.
Have you heard the Italian song that's gibberish?
No.
Yeah. Coco loco co ha. That song?
Yeah, it just seems like something you'd like. And it seems
Yeah,
like something that would be great on cocaine.
I do love that song, and it is.
All right.
James, if you or the audience hasn't heard about this, there's this Italian guy who released a song that is supposed to be what English/American sounds like to Italians. And it does.
Okay.
The cadence and everything and the way he sings it, it sounds like it should be in English. It is not. It is complete. And the point of it was to show that Italians would like anything, essentially, that sounded like American music.
Is this it? What
Oh,
I'm
he
looking
has
at?
it. I think so.
Adriano Celentano.
Celentano. Yep, it's definitely that.
All right, let's see. Let's see what he's doing.
It's a different version of it.
Okay, let's see what he's up to here.
Well, this is same man, you can't be seen. You don't have another jersey, God, play with this jam.
So it's supposed to sound like English as far as Italian people who don't know English would
Yes.
perceive it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
All the difference is stand, light the shoes are going, man. You could trust in the
This-
best called the radio girls.
Well, I know who I'm casting as Snowflame in the movie.
This guy looks like Billy Joel, Italian Billy Joel making
Yeah.
gibberish.
All right.
It's
I
a
get it.
great song, though.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed that very much. That was good.
Yeah. But do you hear it? Like, you listen to it and your brain is trying to make words out of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you want to find a pattern in there and it's not there. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. So,
Is that enough of fair use? Did we keep it short enough that we fall
Yeah,
under fair use?
I don't think anyone's coming after us for that
Yeah,
one.
the Adriano Celentano Gestapo is going to come after us.
That mother, he's like, those
Ooh.
motherfuckers.
I don't think it's
But he'll
proper
say
to
in
use
gi-
the word Gestapo in this
He'll-
instance.
Yeah, especially for the Italians.
For the Italians,
Yeah,
bro.
that's fair.
They know what they did.
The cartel. All right. Moving on out of this problematic area.
Yeah, you went there, dude.
Yeah, I was looking for the first word I could find. It was just
It was-
gibberish.
it
I was
didn't
just
help
looking for
that-
gibberish.
It didn't help that he in the video he's dressed in a black trench coat.
Trench coat.
A black button-up shirt. A little fascisty.
That's what it just put
I
it
mean,
in
that's
my
what
brain.
I'm wearing to Oppenheimer later.
Yeah, it just put it in my mind. All right. So, anyways, so the Guardians crash the compound, and Snowflame is he's down for this. He's up for a rematch. As soon as
Hold on. Go back
yeah?
up.
What happened?
Go
What
back
happened?
up. Go back up just a
What?
little bit. Go
What?
back up just a
What?
little bit.
This is where we were.
No, go back up a little bit.
Further.
Just a little bit more.
What are you talking
A little
about?
bit more.
You're doing a
There
coke
you go.
thing.
Stop right there. So, like that lady. No, you went too far.
You told me to keep going.
Well, maybe there's a delay.
Are you talking
Oh,
about
this
the
better be
blonde
worth
lady
it.
that's
Right there.
just caring about the cocaine?
Yeah, that blonde. Look at that lady
Yeah.
right there with her pupils all like the size of pinpricks and
Dilated, yeah.
That's what happens when you're at a drug house and the door gets kicked in and they
Yeah.
just did a line of coke, and she feels amazing from the ecstasy of the cocaine, but is also terrified because there's a raid.
Well, the next scene is because the new Guardians have shown up, so now they're getting ready to battle, and she is very clearly going after the cocaine. She
Yeah,
does
yes.
not care about the Guardians.
Right.
Yeah. Or she
course.
doesn't care about Snowflame. She just wants that coke.
She may be right in all this. The Guardians do not establish themselves as a particular threat. So she may be right to just focus on the drugs.
I'm saying when you're in a drug house and you get raided by the cops, usually the first thing that happens is someone grabs the bag of coke and runs.
This guy is definitely based on Ric Flair.
You know what?
There's no fucking way
It didn't
this
occur to me until
character-
we were reading the book, and then I said Ric Flair, and I'm like, you know what? 1988, this definitely could have been people thinking about Ric Flair.
There's no way. Yeah, we'll make sure to put pictures up, but there's no way that this man does not do the woo all the time.
So in Ric Flair's autobiography, he claims he's never done coke. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like.
He's never done coke on a day that ends in E?
I'm just saying, like, he claims that he's never done coke.
No, what he said was, I don't do coke anymore. I don't do it any less either. Woo!
Yeah.
He said, I don't do coke, I do Pepsi.
Yeah. I just watched an interview with him, and he says that he's making more money now putting his name on
Cocaine.
On weed labels.
Oh, yeah?
Because there's like a
That's
company that pays him to use his likeness and name for their weed company. And he says he makes 10 times more money doing that than he ever did wrestling.
Well, wrestling is notoriously low paying, too.
But he was back. He's from the time when.
You would think from Ric Flair would have been making a good
So
amount,
Ric Flair was wrestling in the 70s and 80s, and
Mm-hmm.
that was at a time when they weren't doing the arenas. Mm-hmm. Like that came with Vince McMahon later on. So
Okay.
and by the time Ric Flair went to those bigger companies, he was already kind of an old guy.
Yeah, but again, that also, like Mike said, he's not doing arena tours, which means they're going to be paying less and everything. And again,
Yeah.
these guys have no insurance. So
Yep.
all of those injuries are getting paid out of pocket.
Not to mention his plane crash where he snapped his back.
Well,
Woof.
luckily he had cocaine
Yeah.
powers and he survived
And again,
all
whatever
those things.
settlements he had to make about the plane ride from hell.
Come on.
I'm
Vince
pretty
McMahon-
sure he had to pay that lady.
Vince McMahon paid that lady.
Oh, Vince McMahon's paid a lot of ladies.
Yeah, he sure has. He's back in power.
Yeah, because he sold it to the Saudis, right?
No, he sold it to the UFC. He sold it to whoever was willing to buy it.
It
and
wasn't the
put him-
UFC.
Yes, it was.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't challenge Mike on any wrestling things.
Yep. I'll wait.
We're gonna wait
WWE
patiently.
sold to Endeavor.
Yep. Who owns Endeavor? Or
I'm
who
looking
does
at it.
Endeavor own?
Oh, it owns WWE and UFC.
Oh,
Oh,
So
okay.
yes. Okay, I thought, what was the whole deal about him selling to the Saudis? Was that
that was
just
one
a
of the
rumor?
buyers. He was taking offers from anyone who was willing to put him back in charge. Because he got kicked out of his spot because of all the stuff he did.
Yes.
So since he had
Oh,
majority
shit, all that shit I
shareholdership,
did.
he was going to sell it to whomever would put him back in charge. Since he didn't have the authority to put himself back in charge.
Oh, okay. It addresses this in the article as I'm
Yeah.
scrolling
It was a
through.
coup.
Multiple reports surfaced that WWE had agreed to finalize the deal to Saudi Arabia, but later reports said reports were premature and nothing had been written. So that was the last time I read. So my
Yeah, they-
apologies, Mike.
They just took all that money and switched it over to the PGA.
Yeah,
Jesus.
America owns nothing.
All right. Has nothing to do with the comic. All right.
Ric
so,
Flair.
I mean, it kind of does.
Ric Flair and cocaine and Saudis? Sure.
so fair enough. So Snowflame sees Ram and says, "All right, time for a rematch. Just let me coke up a little bit." And he takes a whole handful of it, just shoves up his nose, and unleashes his greatest power of all, being annoying at a party.
Yeah?
And,
He's going to talk about his favorite thing. He's going to just bulldoze over anyone trying
Every
to talk
conversation. Yeah, he's into building ships in a bottle or something, and you're going to hear about it all night.
to him. You're going to hear about how fucking the drummer from Rush is the best drummer ever.
14 tom drums. 14. Think about how many 14 is.
So, Ram is a computer guy, right? So he
Yeah.
thinks faster than everyone else. You'd
Well, if
imagine
he's not enough RAM, yeah.
if he wanted to win the fight, the first thing he would do is calculate how quickly he would run over to the table to push the coke over.
The source of his powers.
Like once you push that coke over, maybe he wanted him to be at full power though to prove himself because he was pretty upset
Yes.
he lost the fight.
He wanted it to be. He wanted it to definitely be an overcompensating fight.
Yeah.
And Snowflame's ready for it. He goes full Tim Allen.
And he turns on everyone there in order to shorten his prison sentence.
Dude, those kids, those kids he's got there, they're all gonna be driving his race cars. What a coked up decision that was.
Tim Allen's race cars.
Tim Allen had a bunch of race cars while filming that show, and he just took them kids out with him and had them drive around in his race cars.
Wow.
Oh, what a good
That's
man.
a decision.
You know what? How I know that, I can't tell on the podcast.
Wow.
I'll tell you guys after we're done recording.
All right, I can't wait.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is there an NDA involved?
I'm just saying.
Maybe a little.
I can't tell it.
We're going to find out that Mike's real name is Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I am that cute. I don't want to be that short though. That only works when you're like
That also means that you also had that middle part haircut.
He grew up being a cute boy, but he didn't get any taller, so now he's just a short man.
I don't know what he looks like now, to be honest. He kind of
Let's
retired
see.
from everything.
Still short.
JTT now.
You can only be short
See what he looks
as
like
a
now.
child.
Photographed for the first time in years.
In
This is from
2021.
This is 21. Oh, no.
He looks like a man. Yeah.
It's too short.
I mean, yeah, he looks like a normal schlubby suburban dude, but he
Oh
was
my
a
God,
heartthrob.
he's got Ram's dick in his mouth.
Yeah, he does kind of. It's obviously a vape, but it just looks like a USB drive.
It looks like a flash drive, yeah.
It does. It 100%
And
does.
his tinted Woody Allen glasses.
Save
What
this
the fuck?
picture.
Yeah, this picture's gonna
No,
have
he had the same. He had the same grow up as oh shit, the kid in The Sixth Sense.
Dude,
Osment, Haley Joel Osment.
Dude, he's sucking Ram's dick via Bluetooth.
Jesus
It even looks,
Christ.
honestly, it looks edited in.
Yeah, it does look fake. All right, yeah, that'll definitely be on the YouTube.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm glad that tangent happened.
little JTT tangent.
James,
Yeah.
before you click out of that,
I
save
didn't. I'm
that-
not. I'm leaving the tab open.
Yeah, just save it and send it to me.
Yeah, I'll leave.
I,
that tab
I
open.
asked for it too. We're all.
Yeah,
This is
we
going to
can
be my
all-
new phone background.
Everybody's wallpaper. Yep. All right. So anyway, the Guardians and So apparently Snowflame has bequeathed his coke powers to all the people that work for him as well. So they also have low level coke powers.
But you mean they just did coke? You mean they did coke?
So you know what? That's a good point because Snowflame's coke powers you actually see him glow with white aura. But the other people who claim they have coke powers, they look normal. They're just crazed. So yeah,
like
they're just high on coke.
but his coke powers is just being high on coke because like he's impervious to pain. He's
Right.
stronger than he should be,
Right.
right?
But
you know?
he's glowing. That has to be something.
Well, that could just be artistic license, so we know how high he is.
And how much? Like he's probably shaking so much.
So here, like the gang of like coked up party goers attack Plant Boy,
Yeah.
and
Fluoro.
because he's a plant, he's absorbing
yes,
chemicals through his skin, and so
Yes.
he's absorbing all the cocaine.
he gets a
Yeah.
contact high.
But he gets like a contact weed high. His
Right.
behavior is not cocaine-y.
I've loved a lot of women I shouldn't have when I was on cocaine.
But did
Well-
you stop and stare into their? Were you able to just stop and stare into their eyes?
Depends
I-
on how good it is.
If
Depends
Mike
on
was
how
a
good the cocaine is.
if Mike was a plant man who got high on cocaine, yeah, I could see him becoming very earthy. Like he's not thinking about like buying a Porsche. He's thinking about the earth and
Yeah,
the
I'm-
cosmic ballet.
I imagine my lack of give a shit about earthly
Material.
possessions wouldn't change just because I was high on coke.
Yeah.
I can't imagine me wanting a Bugatti.
Might get really into botany instead.
Instead of shopping on like what was the sleep drug that everyone was blaming everything on?
Ambient.
Ambien, thank you. Yeah,
That's
instead
what
of doing
Roseanne
that.
said she was doing when she wrote that
Yeah.
racist but hilarious
the Ambien
tweet.
may be racist. Anyway, Shea, continue.
That was it. Just instead of Mike's
okay.
going cocaine shopping instead of Ambien shopping.
Yeah, going to Home Depot and buying some,
Yeah, I love
buying some
shopping.
soil.
Yeah, Mike loves buying things.
I'm going to plant a bonsai tree.
Mike is going to have like $10 worth of something show up and feel terrible about buying it.
I've had my my glasses held together with e-tape for the last 3
Jesus
years.
Christ. So anyway, yeah, so Gloss is able to use her ley line powers, her dragon line powers, to suck the cocaine off of Fluoro and return it back to the Earth.
You know the writer called her gloss because lip gloss.
Lip gloss?
Like, they gave her big lips,
Yeah.
and they called her gloss, and they're like, oh, because of lip gloss.
Yeah, I don't think they had a really good angle on what gloss
They just thought the word
was.
gloss sounded cool.
Yeah, I accidentally called her dross earlier in the episode. So they say, well, this will work. Here's the thing, Floor, you're going to go around and touch all of these cokeheads and get contact highs off of all of them, and hopefully I can then suck it off of you and return it back to the Earth, and hopefully that'll work.
What if he ODs?
Yeah, he's a little worried about it. He does says, I sure hope you could siphon it off in time.
Yeah, because you know what? It's easy to do that.
I'm taking like 20 people's worth of cocaine at once.
Yeah.
This is going to be rough.
Like, you can OD off of one person.
And I've never done it before.
and he's not even a person. We don't know he's a plant.
I'm a
that
plant.
is clearly easily affected by the access and was it
Contact, yeah.
contact
exposure.
to cocaine.
Yeah. Apparently it's working though. It's all right. So
Yeah, it's all right.
The
Just
others are,
everybody- it's all going great. They all just have AIDS.
this is exactly the way we expected this to go. So the rest of the team does what they can, which isn't much, but they try to help out. And Ram continues his fight with Snowflame, and they fall in the pool because, of course, there's a giant Olympic-sized pool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just surprised it's not in a weird shape.
If you're a dude with money who does coke, you got a pool.
Yeah, you damn well better. That's the first thing you buy. Before you even buy the mansion, you buy that pool, and then you build a mansion around it.
So Snowflame is using his Snowflame powers to overheat Ram's computer.
Yeah, which is kind of smart.
Ram
What'd you
does fall into the water, and he suffers no consequences, no water-related consequences for this.
I mean, that kind of seems like an obvious when they're making him thing.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure.
you can fall in the pool and your watch is fine.
Well, you know what else seems obvious when you're building a robot man? Give him a dick. They didn't do that.
He's
why is that obvious? No, actually, it's
give him
better
a-
if you don't, because that eliminates the sexual need, and he can focus more on
no.
everything else.
I don't know. I think a lot of it is psychological.
I bet you that he's got a bunch of LED lighting for like a gaming computer.
It doesn't do anything, but it looks
yeah, it's
cool.
just kind of there.
Oh, and he just looks kind of embarrassing.
He was assembled by Henry Cavill.
Yes, Henry Cavill posted an Instagram video of him building Ram.
Yeah.
So he can
And now
play.
we're going to give him a Chinese face.
So the fight continues. And they end up throwing Snowflame into the chemical shed, and he explodes.
Well, he guess he actually is on fire. I thought it was
He
just
keeps-
artistic license.
Right. He keeps saying he's on fire, but we didn't take him seriously. We didn't
I
think
guess
meant
he
that
really
literally.
is.
He really was on fire the entire time.
So yeah, so like cocaine, there's like a process to strip the cocaine from the plant,
Right.
and that involves flammable chemicals.
Nice.
And they have a shed in the backyard where they keep the chemicals.
Yeah.
Next
Right
to the
next-
pool.
And like that's the difference with how Coca-Cola can use the stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't
Yes.
that
Well-
but they're like the only ones in America.
Yeah, I mentioned this on the show before, but yeah, Coca-Cola has a special deal where after Coca-Cola extracts the part that they need, the rest is used to make child morphine for children that can't be exposed to actual morphine when in surgery and in the hospital and stuff. So there is something good that comes out of that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure there's no consequences to that whatsoever.
I'm like, hey, you know what? My dad drinks a can of Coke every day, and he's in his 70s, and he's not fat.
Is he drinking regular Coke? Is he drinking Diet Coke?
No, regular Coke. He's drank one every day his entire life.
I mean, I don't know. Nobody should
One
be
a
drinking
day.
anything but water.
Well,
One a day.
he'll have between 1 and 5.
That's how Shea wakes up.
Okay, that's
Between
a little
1 and
different.
5.
Well, he doesn't eat though. Like
Yeah.
that is like.
Is
but
your dad a model in the 90s?
Most of his calories come from drinking Coca-Cola.
Does your dad look heroin chic?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think
My dad's really skinny.
he's doing a different kind of Coke, I think.
He's always been
It's
really
called
skinny
meth.
though. Yeah, no, it used to be Coca-Cola and cigarettes, and then he gave up the cigarettes.
Good for him.
Good for him.
That's one of the worst things you can be doing.
He was like in his 70s, and the doctor was like, my dad's like, I'm having a hard time breathing. He goes, well, yeah, you're in your 70s and you've been smoking.
Your dad's in his 70s?
Yeah, my dad's he's in his 70s.
That's
he's like
not crazy.
73.
Mike's 40, so he'd have been 33.
Yeah, my dad was 33 when I was born.
That's not crazy.
Well, I do come from a family where everyone popped him out young. So that is
Right.
not, that is a normal
my
age.
My parents started later.
Yeah.
Because
Which is, in my opinion,
no one wanted to fuck them. So like, but then they found each other working at the factory, and they were like, well, if no one's gonna fuck you and no one's gonna fuck me, I guess we should be together.
See, that's how you create the new generation of superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's
Yeah. And then they wonder like, oh, I'm not married. I'm like, well, I'm a product of you both who no one wanted.
Well, you guys did a terrible
Jesus.
job. Yeah. You guys did an awful.
Jesus.
Well, if they could do better, they would have.
Yeah, that's true.
They settled for each other.
No. Your dad's a good guy. He's got a lovely home.
No.
He does. Oh, the yard
yeah, I
looks
think-
like the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, but my dad was... Oh, okay, 63, 67.
Math.
My dad would have been 60 this year.
Okay.
You know, if you did coke, you'd be a lot better at fractions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might. I mean, to be quite honest, I went and had a bunch of diagnostic testing because I wanted to see if I had ADHD and a bunch of shit.
You do.
I don't, actually. Sadly. I can explain that off recording why my brain still acts that way.
It's TikTok mostly.
It's TikTok. But I have issues with math, and you get asked all these math questions because it's also an IQ test. And at one point, I just started crying. And in my report, I have an official diagnostic note saying that I'm either incredibly bad at math to a point of where I have a learning disability, or I have such bad math anxiety that it causes me to function as if I have a math disability.
But I bet though, if the clinician who diagnosed you was a man and he saw you crying, just out of not knowing what to do, he probably tacked a few extra IQ points on there. Just because like that's what men do when a woman is crying. We don't know what to do, and we just throw flowers at him or something.
I don't.
Like there's no solution.
So
I
you're
don't know
saying
what to
that
do.
my IQ is a lie?
No. I'm making a joke. Your IQ is fantastic. It's
I have the best IQ. Okay.
the best IQ. Everybody knows.
I heard the IQ test is racist. That's what I heard.
I've
It
heard that as
probably
well.
is.
Yeah. It's not a perfect test by any means, but it's,
and most people don't even use it as an actual diagnostic anymore, honestly. The doctor even told me, he was like, this is just part of the standard group, but don't think of this as an actual marker.
I took an IQ test, and during the math parts, I said, I'm not doing no math, you fucking nerd. And then my test score was based.
Yeah, they just said based. Yeah. I scored high enough that I got into Mensa, but then I stopped paying my dues because there's a group within Mensa called Firehouse or Firehose. That's just it's just a bunch of trolls. It's just like alt-right trolls, and they're a bunch of fucking bigots, and Mensa refuses to condemn them because they don't want to lose members. So you can say whatever racist shit you want as long as you keep paying your dues. And so in solidarity, and also just because they're really uptight people, I stopped paying my dues.
So you're saying that it's
smart people are
to be racist?
Yep, it's racist. Well, we did talk about before, like the person with the highest the person with the highest recorded IQ is like a huge white supremacist.
Oh my God, what does that mean?
We talked about this on the show, and that's a big feather in their cap.
Oh my God.
And his name
now
is,
I gotta look up who this is.
It's Jason Aldean.
You knew that shit. You knew.
No, it's not Jason. No, do you not know who Jason Aldean is?
No.
He's a country music star who's currently embroiled in a controversy about his not at all racist new song and video. So that's not the same guy.
Yeah, I thought Marilyn Vos Savant had the highest IQ.
Oh, okay. So you know what's funny about that country music guy? Clearly, none of these guys have ever heard of David Allan Coe.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is old news by the time. By the time this episode drops, he
You
probably
know?
would have done something else stupid.
Because that guy, he wrote some racist ass songs.
Right. Well, he's not around right now making the songs. Jason Aldean
David Allan Coe is still around making
Is he
songs.
Is he putting out those hits?
Bro.
They clearly don't understand the concept of the dog whistle.
That guy's in the hospital right now because he's sick, but he's probably still putting N-words in his country songs.
N-word that up, Co. All right.
That's a Darkseid Scotch t-shirt. Go ahead and make that. N-word up that song, Co.
No, don't put the Darkseid Couch logo. You make that shirt, but don't put the Darkseid Couch logo on that.
James, are you talking about Christopher Langan?
I don't
World's
remember
highest
the dude's
IQ
name.
is alt-right?
That's probably him.
But I only see one article noting this.
Hey, dude, I'm not backing it up. I'm just saying.
No. I'm just saying, like, this guy I think might be alive.
Well, good.
This might be like some Nexium shit where that
So,
guy
like, if the
claimed it.
test is kind of racist, it would make sense that the most racist people would be good at it.
Well, standardized testing is inherently racist.
What if it says say do you hate black people? Yes or no? And they're like, yes. Is
this a trick
they're
question?
like, top score.
Something on here I'm not getting. All right, I don't know, man. Send in your IQ test results. Let's see.
Yeah.
Nah,
That way we
let's not
can
make each other feel bad.
That way we can see how racist our listeners are. The higher the score, the more racist
We're
you
gonna
are.
rank you by race, and the least racist person gets to put a request on the wheel. That's how it works.
I really don't want to end up finding out that like a cabal of Proud Boys listen to us
Dude,
or
I
something.
don't think racist people could stand this podcast.
We got a comment once, remember? From the dude that was like, Trump 2020.
Oh, that's different. Just
I
because
think
you
it
like
was-
Trump doesn't mean you're a racist. It just means
means you're
that,
dumb.
It just means
That's true. I shouldn't
just means
equate
you
that.
Love
I-
super base things.
I will admit, my brain went conservative and racist.
That's not
independently from
fair.
the brain. No, it's not. It's not. That's on me. I am fully owning up to that's not a fair
Yeah, because
stereotype.
Joe Biden's not racist.
Joe Biden loves black people now.
Speaking of Snowflame,
I keep wanting to call him Snowflake.
More like Snowflake, if you ask me. Yeah.
Literally just said that.
no, to be a snowflake, you actually have to feel bad for other people.
Or no, you just have to
So
tell
Joe
people
Biden
you feel
wouldn't
bad
fit
for
in
them.
that.
You just have to tell people you feel bad for them. All right. Anyway,
We should do since we're doing the IQ thing, we should do how heavy is your drug use, and it should be from the bottom of that would be James, and the top of that would be Snowflame.
bro, that's the chart. That's the range.
Yeah, how much drug you? How high is your drug use? Are you a
Well-
James, which is 0, or are you a Snowflame?
Well, James has tried drugs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
You
have
do hey
caffeine.
James, you do drugs?
Only in the sense that we all do some kind of drugs.
James doesn't do drugs.
Then I don't do drugs. Just like with showering hygiene, follow my lead and you'll be fine.
It's like when I say I don't drink. It's like, do you ever have a drink? I go once in a great while, but do I
And you
drink?
do. You
No.
still drink. Yeah, I always hate when people say like I don't drink or I don't do this, but they do. You do it a little bit. Like you can't. It's like saying like I don't murder. I just killed a couple people once in a while.
Well,
That's
you gotta
James.
use
James. That's called soldiers.
But you gotta throw in that really. I don't really drink. I don't
Yeah,
really
fuck that.
do
No,
drugs.
I don't drink. Like it
For
does
the
not
most part,
touch
I don't
these
drink.
beautiful, luscious lips.
You guys know how I like to do a little bit of cocaine all the time.
I mean, cocaine does feel
Oh.
pretty good.
Yeah,
That was a callback to
that was a
another
callback
episode.
to an SNL sketch. Yeah.
And another episode where we talked about it.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, much like talking to someone in the middle of a cocaine binge, we're so close to getting out of here and we just can't do it. Just trying to walk away, just trying to get. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Do you guys think at the end of rainbows all the colors blur together and they're
Jesus
brown?
Christ. Oh, I got something for that. I think I got something for that, don't I? Something like that.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Speaking of coke,
Best part is I'm doing this episode 100% sober.
Yeah. What?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Shay's not usually token up in the middle of the show, from what I remember. But
It's a little early.
Well, no,
for me.
but I will smoke beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a little
saying
early for
I'm 100% sober.
all right. So anyway, the fight continues here. The explosion happens. Snowflame is supposedly dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
But all our heroes are okay. Marks the one
Why?
time
Because
they
he
didn't
got
fuck
blowed up?
He died the same way that Richard Pryor fucked up his career.
Yes.
Catch
Set
oh,
himself
did he
on
get
fire.
did he get caught on fire because of drugs?
Yeah, he was freebasing cocaine and
Yep.
caught on fire.
Yeah, he's got a whole
Oh.
bit about it in one of his specials.
Yes, I know. I've seen the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he was all fucked up afterwards.
Okay.
So it marks the one time they didn't entirely fuck up. So good for them. They're getting better. They're getting better at
Yeah.
this.
Well,
Even
I
though
mean,
it's pretty much by accident.
Although there is a part of them that will never get better.
I mean, is there?
I mean, if they wait long enough, they gotta wait for Magic Johnson to figure it out.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, speaking
Stop it. Get some help.
Guys, look at that cod piece Harbinger has.
I know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hugging that vajayjay.
It's like she has ram stick.
she has a weird outfit for a lady.
She's got a what do you call that? A
Chastity belt?
Chastity belt on now, for obvious reasons though.
It's
It
just
looks like there's a roly-poly on her crotch.
Yeah. She's just trying to keep Ram out.
She's like kind of an alien. She's just like, I have a disease. I will do my best to never spread this to anyone ever.
Well, and it's okay. So it's It's genuinely shaped like a bug. Like it's like a rounded, long, oval-y looking kind of shape. It has lines going across it like segments, but then also there's like accented piping on her outfit that
Yeah,
cuts
it
through
looks
it.
nice.
So it looks like it has a mouth that's ready to talk. It looks like her vagina's going to be like her skeets.
You know, one thing I'll say though, I'm just realizing now is the men on this team, you've got a plant man, so he's not going to cause women any trouble. He's not going to be a sex pest. You've got Extrano, who's gay, and you've got Ram, who's just a computer man with no dick.
Right?
So,
They chose the worst people to breed.
well, the worst people to breed, that's true, but also the least problematic people. There are no HR complaints within the New Guardians.
Well, I mean, the plant guy keeps calling everybody meat.
Right, but he says that to everybody.
He's clearly a plant supremacist. He'll have a high IQ.
Yeah, he's got a 160 IQ for sure. I'm just saying, like, there's no sex pests in this.
When he gets to
in
the
this
part
team.
that he gets to the part of the test that says, "Do you hate black people?" He's like, "Well, I do hate people."
I do. So technically, yes, but I
guess
don't. I'd like to
technically, yes.
clarify.
Yeah.
But if I check this, it's going to be like real bad.
I'm not a
He
racist.
just scribbles out the word black and just says, "Do you
just
hate people?"
He crosses out all of it and says meat. Just writes
This is-
meat.
Yes,
Do
he
you hate
just
meat?
writes meat in every single part.
Yes, this IQ test is rigged against plant-based peoples.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
So yeah, they kind of ruminate on like this is a kind of a fucked up adventure. We just started.
Yep.
We've gotten bitten by an AIDS vampire, and now we took down a coke man.
So once they killed Snowflame, all the cocaine addicted people decide they're going to worship Ram now as their god.
And Ram has no idea how to handle this.
Well, he's going to worship all of them, but they should be more worried about that.
Yeah, don't follow up on this. They probably just leave.
They're like, well, shit, we got AIDS.
Yeah, that's literally how the comic ends. Is they solve this, and then the three that are possibly infected go, "Fuck."
The people at the party are like, well, we're coke users at a sex party, so we have
In the
AIDS
middle of the
too.
jungle.
You know, we also have AIDS.
Yeah, but if you ask me, a couple decades go on, and we started worshiping computers anyway.
Yeah, sure did.
Yep.
Yeah, it's deep.
And
All
Ram
right.
finally got his dick.
It's finally got. I gotta get back to the airport and see if they've delivered my dick yet.
Yanked it from Haley Joel Osment's mouth.
I just realized Extrano's boots are attached to his pants.
It's so
Yeah,
like, no,
keep
it's
'em up.
like he's got like those chargers for his
Garters.
phone in his boots.
Oh, good for him. Yeah,
So, you know, and he can plug in his phone in his pocket.
yeah. Ram must be very jealous of that.
I thought it was like chain wallets, so that he doesn't like his boots don't fall down, like not stirrups,
It can be two
suspenders.
things. It can be two things.
Oh, like they're
Things
like
can be two things.
They're like garters, like boot garters.
like-
Yeah,
boot
like
garters.
yeah,
Little booty
exactly.
garters.
That's what I thought they were, because they're sloppy, not sloppy, slouchy.
Yeah. So the book ends with Extrano ruminating and thinking about the fact that a bunch of them might die soon, but really we're all going to die pretty soon anyway, except for Ram, I guess, and Floronic Man. They're going to
Yeah.
live forever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it. That's how the
well,
book ends.
well, until there's climate change,
Yeah.
and then he's dead.
Well, he'll go to another planet. He'll figure something out. He's a resourceful guy. Ram's fucked though. He's got nowhere to go.
And says here, I tell you something, life is hard. It really is.
That's it. What do we think of this?
This was great.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, we all agree this was a good one.
Yeah,
is a great
This
comic.
is a very dark. This is probably one of the more Darkseid's Couch approved comics.
I think we should maybe toss this, maybe not in the same pile as Kickers Inc., but I would love to return to it.
Yeah.
All right, I agree.
Yeah. But for very different reasons. This is a genuinely good book. It was timely. It was well told. The art was nice. I kind of loved it, honestly. I'll give it 5 out of 5 gigs of RAM to boot up my 2004 Dell. Oh shit! Fucking garbage specs. All right, it's gonna need some time. I guess it's still buffering. So sorry. I need a little bit more than 5 gigs.
Man, those old computers sounded really frustrating.
Yes.
Like I
Constantly.
didn't have a computer until I was already a man, and by then they had all that shit worked out.
Oh god, computers were such a fucking hassle. And I'm coming from the 90s. Imagine the people dealing with it in the 80s. Oh
Dude, I
my
couldn't
god.
imagine.
And just impossible using that MS DOS.
I didn't have to do any of that shit.
No, by the time we got computers, like it was just you just told it what to do.
We were trying to make the tractors work and how to saddle horses.
Yeah, fuck that. Now we don't need any of those things anymore. We can all
Nope,
do it.
all the horses have been killed.
Thank God.
Because of climate change.
We should talk about next time.
Okay. Look how big this fucking wheel is, dude.
so-
Shea's against the super wheel, just so you all know. I am for the super wheel. This is my
So
idea.
this is what
I
we
didn't.
tried.
No,
James
no,
is
no, no,
indifferent.
no. I did not say I'm against the super wheel. I said that if the super wheel starts hitting just request or
Right.
just ones that we
Probably
want,
explain what the super wheel is, but I'll do that
then
after. Go ahead.
I said that then we should reconsider it.
Okay, so what we've done here is we've combined the request wheel and our normal wheel. I'm a little worried because the rate at which Mike adds things to the wheel is not as fast as the rate at which requests get added to the wheel, and
And we're at about 2-to-1.
We're about 2-to-1. So 2-to-1 are our selections versus requests. So send in your requests. We'll add them on. If you're looking at this on YouTube, you can actually see the wheel right now. We've got it on there, so all the items are on there. And it's 55 items at the moment. So I think we're going to try just combining it because we really want to do more of the requests. So we're going to combine both wheels and see what we got into a single wheel and see how that works out. Okay?
I say we let God decide.
I say we let my God, our listeners, decide. You tell me what you want to do, or
I
more
say we
likely
let
you
the
just don't care.
cocaine decide.
Let the
Hell yeah.
yeah, our listeners, our wonderful coked up listeners,
The
We love
providers of our dopamine.
them. I mean, she's kind of coked up. She's got her Coca-Cola right there.
There you go. That's got cocaine in it.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah,
Junkie fuck.
we're
Yeah.
gonna spin this. We've got a lot of fun things on there. We've got the question is a request. We've got Metamorpho, ROM annual, not to be confused with RAM annual.
Yeah,
Booster
dickless
Gold.
ram.
I think we got a Superman comic on there.
We got there's one or two.
There's probably
Supermans
so many Superman comics
sprinkled.
on here.
Booster Gold, yeah, Thundercats. I'm still hoping for weird sports, strange
Yeah, weird
sports. I don't
sports
know
would be
why I
good.
like that. I really
I got
want
a
strange
Twitch
sports.
marathon already planned out for weird sports.
One day.
I know I
when
put
that-
a request on there where Captain America turns into a werewolf. So
Right, yeah, that came from our buddy Art, I believe.
Hi, Art.
All right, so let's spin the wheel. Let's listen to a little bit of spinning music. Another banger coming from Hermer Firmer on Twitch.
Spin, spin, sugar.
Firmer has a great music channel on Twitch.
Yeah, follow that if you can spell it. He's
I'll put it on
eliminating all the vowels.
YouTube.
All right,
You
yeah.
can see it.
Hermer Firmer on Twitch. You can follow that. That's Sneaker Pimps Spin Sugar. I guess we've never used that. It seems like
I
something we would
know.
have.
No, I brought it up previously, but we did not use it.
All right. Well, there's just
But it was
so many.
it was a long time ago. It was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Well, you can send in your spinning songs or wheel songs or turning songs or make your own. We'd love
Good
that.
pick,
We'll
Hermer
play 'em.
Firmer.
Yeah, good pick.
Look at
Thank
this
you.
beautiful super wheel.
Yeah.
It's something to behold.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm very excited about this. I do.
Yeah.
I do want to see how this works.
Size doesn't matter.
Y'all remember?
Sure does.
Y'all remember Sneaker Pimps collaborating with Marilyn Manson on the Spawn soundtrack?
Yeah, I sure
Yeah.
That soundtrack was hot, though.
do. Yeah, it was.
It was
that
the
movie's
entire-
terrible though.
It was pretty bad. If the movie looked as good as the soundtrack sounded, it would have been the realest. But it was the entire soundtrack was just hard
Then
rock
it would
bands.
be The Crow.
It,
Yeah.
Yes. It kind of, well, the entire Spawn soundtrack, if you haven't heard it, it still holds up. It was hard rock bands collaborating with like electronic and industrial bands. That was the entire soundtrack, was those
Love it.
collaborations. It was pretty good, actually. It has definitely held up. And we can definitely spin to Spin Sugar, so let's see what we're looking at next time.
Oh, so many. Look at the wheel struggling. This is
It
just
needs a
too
little
many.
more RAM on this wheel.
There's too many things.
Not enough RAM in the wheel. Okay. It says,
Oh,
Is this the one?
what's
is
this?
this
Is
which
this the one we were discussing earlier?
It's Adventure Comics 271, which I think is a no, this is an old one on our normal wheel. This is not a
okay.
request.
Okay, I thought someone had requested Adventure Comics.
No, so it says it's Adventure Comics 27. They might have, but this is not this one. It says Adventure Comics 271 from 1960. Superboy / Kongorilla / Aquaman meet Noah's Ark.
What the hell?
There's going to be
has
a
been up
lot of
here-
monkeys in this.
This
is
has been up
the
here for
hell?
years. So this is okay.
What the fuck is this?
We're gonna look at Superboy. This is 3 DCs in a row, but I think it's justified. I think we're okay. So it says Superboy's first duel with Luthor. So Superboy is flying through space, punching kryptonite comets to break them up, kryptonite meteors. Meanwhile, a young Lex Luthor is in a pearl floating in space.
With a door.
And, yeah, so he can walk
There's
out
a
if he needs
wooden
to.
door on the side. This will keep him out. I'll lock the door.
Little does he guess how I've tricked him. So yeah, we're gonna see Kong Gorilla and I guess Noah's Ark.
It looks like it. Funny enough, looks like Luther's in the bubble from Infinite Earths.
Yeah. It hadn't happened yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, I guess we're doing this.
What is Kong Gorilla? What even is that?
He's a gorilla from the Congo.
Oh, great.
Well, get set to read the 14 adventures in that book. Get your 10 cents worth back then. So
You did.
that's what's happening next time. Oh, there it is. It finally caught up. Thank you. It finally finished buffering. Thanks, Ram.
Man, the super wheel just gave us some fucking banger.
I hope so. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to compare with what we just did, but Shée, you got anything to get us out of here?
Yeah, do.
Plugs mainly.
Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any other podcast app while you spread your superior genetic material around. And you can subscribe to us on all of the things at Darkseid's Couch. You can also subscribe to the RSS feed and listen on our website, darksidescouch.com. Darkseid is spelled D-A-R-K-S-E-I-D, in case that needs to be
Get it right.
to help out with. And follow us, like I said, on all the things, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Tell us if you want a Discord.
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, yeah, I said I was
going
going to look into that, and I never
Didn't happen, yeah. No, we'll do whatever. Send us whatever. Send us
We
art.
love talking with you guys, and very clearly we have plenty of time to talk with you guys.
We're just bad at it. But yeah, no. Send us your requests. Send us your suggestions. Send us what you want us to do with the wheel or stupid stunts. Send us money for the marathon. Send us AI generated whatever you want.
Send us requests for James' feet pics.
Yeah, I still want that David Lee Roth comic book script. So give me that and then get that going in here.
Chat GPT?
Chat GPT. Chat DLR, more likely. That's
Yeah.
David Lee Roth. Yeah, that's the most David Lee AI.
I want Chat DDP.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
I bet you do.
You
All right.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh,
Okay. I think that's it. I think we're done. Anybody got any final thoughts here?
make sure to get tested and wear a condom before participating in any superheroic activities.
Yes. Shée?
Check your drugs for fentanyl.
Ta-ta for now, Cushy Crusaders. We'll talk to you next time on the couch.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled.
Get him out of here!